Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you all, wherever it is that you are joining us from. Welcome, welcome, welcome to another exciting edition of Track and Field TalkNet, where the family talk about what happened over the weekend. Was an exciting weekend. We had so much happening in the world of track and field, in the space of track and field, and we are happy that you all are able to be here with us. So once again, as you come along, just remember to follow us, to subscribe, so to conversate with us as we conversate and as we share our thoughts, as we recap the weekend. We ask that you just let us have a open conversation as we know best how to do that. So as you come along, we say thank you so much for joining us on Track and Field TalkNet, where we talk about what is happening in the world of track and field. So I hope that you all are indeed ready for what it is that we will be discussing today. And again, we thank you so much, family, for continuous support, for continually being here with us as we continue to bring you all that is happening in the world of track and field. Uh, my co-admin, Xavier Duncan, is here with me again tonight. I am happy to have you here with me again tonight. Xavier, how are you feeling today?
I'm doing well, Lotta. Good night, everyone. Welcome to another exciting program. Lot to talk about. We should have some really interesting conversations, some fun topics. But let's just talk about track.
Right, so let's just talk about track as we see it fit, indeed. Yeah. So
Definitely.
again, once again, here we will definitely be having the recap of Silesia Diamond League that happened over the weekend. And we'll also be talking about the 2025 NACAC Senior Championships, which we definitely will be featuring, some top athletes, some top performances, and all of that, which happened over the weekend today. As I said, once again, a lot has happened over the weekend. We saw some matchups or some actions that give us a thought space of things that is able us, what to for or where we're at or what is happening, and also some, what I would say, some recent developments that has been happening. Also something to note before we kick off or jump into it is that the Pan Am Games have started today, a couple hours ago, actually. So that is also happening now. Um, and that is something to take in a bit and also wet your lips with, per se, because I mean, athletes are participating, Jamaican athletes are a part of that. And I mean, once we have athletes hitting the track, we want to be in the know or be learning about what is happening. So it's a great thing to see and to hear about. So Xavier, where do we start? Do we start at the Diamond League or do we start at NACAC? Where do you want to start today?
Let's go NACAC. Was very interesting championship. Um, Noticeable performance to talk about also. So we can start there.
That's the NACAC?
The NACAC, yes.
Okay, great. So let us kickstart then with NACAC. Let's start right up at the top of it. The 100 meters for both male and females. We saw that happening. Um, that was, there was some shocker in that for me personally. One of the main shockers is to not see TT Terry, as we call her, from America, moving out of the first round. That was a shocker for me. I don't know if it was a miscalculation in terms of her race static. I don't know if it was a miscalculation in terms of her race static or it was just tired or something like that. But that was a shocker for me to not able to see her do what she normally do, because I think that TT Terry is a a good one for the sport. You know what I mean? And to not be able to see her run that, being that she came into the championships, was a big shocker for me. Which means in the end result, she wasn't able to medal at all. But as you said, let us start right there. I opened the door with the women 100 meters. Me just continue along there. We saw our own Jamaican Janelle Smith winning that championship championship event in 11.15 seconds. What was your take on that? Anything for you
Um,
from that?
well, once TT Terry didn't show up to the finals, it was really an open final. Pretty much open for the Jamaicans to just deliver um, the gold medal. Really, congratulations to
Janelle,
Jodine Williams. Is Janelle winner
Janelle
Jodine?
Smith, Janelle.
Janelle Smith won. Yeah, congratulations to her. Um, it's it's a medal. It's a gold medal, international medal, and you can put that in a cabinet. Um,
Put that in the
a
cabinet.
lot of a lot of Jamaicans sprinters don't have a knockout medal, so she should take pride in
Take that as a
winning
win.
knockout. Yeah, take it
Take
as a
that as a
win.
win.
Yeah.
Agree, agree. Um, the men 100 meters, we saw Jerome Blake winning that in a championship record of 9.95 seconds, and our own Jamaican Raheem Ford coming in second in 10.01 seconds. Um, Pedestral for me from Raheem. I thought I was expecting a bit more from him, and I felt like this was something for him to show me where he's at per se, especially that World Championship is couple days away, and also the fact that he is supposed to be a part of the 4x1 meter relays. I felt like that was a pedestal timing for him and a pedestal win. I felt like he struggled also for that. So that was my take on the men's 100 meters. Anything from
Um,
you?
it's my opinion is a little bit different when it comes on to our athletes. Our mentality is a little bit off. We want to know where they're at. We will never know what they're at, where they're at in their mind. As you said, this is a slow time comparing what we expect them to deliver. You go into championship, um, maybe one or two guys better than him, which it turned out to be just Jerome Blake that is better than him. And I'm just disappointed in the time running at this point, this time of the year, going into championship. It's not a training ground anymore. You're supposed to be running. I see a roll in your eyes. Don't make sense?
I rolled my eyes because I just basically said that it was a pedestal time for him, and you said your viewpoints on it was different, but you come back with the sake it. I understand. That's okay.
Meaning on athletes and overall. Sorry about that. I it's worrying time. That's all. That's all. It's worrying time.
Okay,
It's
get
worrying
you.
time for me.
Good
For
night,
me, it's
Miss
worrying time.
Davis or Mr. Davis. One of the two. Good night. Welcome to class. Great to have you. So that happened with that at NACAC for us. We move right into the 400 meters. The women 400 meters, I must say kudos and big congratulations to our own record holder, national record holder, in Nikisha Price winning the NACAC championships. It is our first international medal, a matter of fact. So you spoke about, a lot of athletes or a lot of Jamaican athletes don't have a NACAC medal. So here it's Nikisha Price, our own national 400-meter record holder, able to cap a international medal, and that is actually a goal and the first one for her. It was a good run for her because if you have noticed, it's like every run Nikisha Price run this season, her times are lowering, and it is putting her in a better state and a better showing of herself. I felt like for me, this 400-meter run was a very comfortable one for her. It was sad to not have had Dejanay Oakley being there with her also. It was a good run.
Good run. My disappointment was not to see Shawnee Miller Weibo came to start. But as you said, races are races. You line up. The job is to win. You win, and as I said before, you're adding trophies to your cabinet, and this is a good one to start.
A good one to start. Indeed. I would just jump into the men's 800 meters. I feel like the men's 800 meters at NACAC was the race of the championship. Can I say that? It was the race of the championship.
It
Watching it
was.
for me, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You start. I'll follow.
It was the race of the championship. Watching it for me felt like the race wasn't fast, but seeing the time of that, I was like, wow. I am really, really happy to see men going those times. I mean, 142.87, a national record, was really, really impressive. And I mean, watching our guys battling out for third and fourth, running 143, our national record now has been way lowered by getting a 143 in that was really, really, really impressive because we have been having Navaski running the 144 times and just breaking it and breaking it and breaking it. And to now get somebody running sub 144 in a time where it was well needed, because for persons who have been here, we have been saying that Tyrese Taylor have not yet run the qualifying time, which the qualifying standards was like 144.50. So to have him run the qualifying time and surpass that in an impressive run for third was really excellent. Also, now giving us a new national record. And this is also going to be the first time Jamaica is going to have two men in 800 meters for international championships in this caliber. When I said international, I mean world championship. I can stand corrected on that, but if my memory serves me correct, it's like the first time we're going to be having two men there, and these two men are running excellent time or have run excellent time. And I also want us to know that Navaski Anderson coming in fourth also run a new personal best, which would have meant that if Tyrese Taylor did not run that 143, that time that Navaski Anderson ran would have now been a new national record again. So it's like the national record broke twice in one race. But I don't know. That was excellent to watch. All in the game, good night. I'm happy that you're here, because I know that you and I, you know, knock 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 teeth or heads last week about what we're going to talk about in the Diamond League. Um, before I even take your statement and concept, let us just welcome again. Go ahead, right, Devian?
Yeah, go right ahead. Yeah,
Right.
definitely.
Let us just welcome in with us Mr. O'Shea Hudson, everybody. So let me turn on announcer. Good night, O'Shea. Good night. How are you doing?
Good night, Latoya, Xavier. Big up yourself.
Big up.
Good night to
Big
the
up yourself.
listeners. Yeah, just touching in.
You're you're right in time. We just basically started touch the 400. We touched the 100, touched the 400, and we are at the race of the championship for NACAC, which is the 800 meters. I was talking about what happened in that race, and all in the game is saying that the men's 800 meter was easily the best event of the meet with an impressive 1:42.87, which is a national record and also a championship record. It's a win for Vin and Penn State, Handel Rockman, running that time. And it's also a top five all time running under the 1:44.50 World Championship standard. And I was saying that in that one race, sorry, in that one race, Jamaica national record was broken twice, or would have been, it's basically saying that the national record was broken twice because Navaski Anderson 1:44 time, which is a new personal best, would have then been, if it is that Tyrese Rhodes didn't run 1:43, would have easily been the record for Jamaica. But unfortunately, Tyrese Rhodes had something
No,
else in
Tyrese
mind and
Taylor.
something else to say.
Tyrese Taylor.
Tyrese Taylor, Alice Rhodes. you
No.
know,
Mm-mm.
I swore that the announcer announced him as that too. Well, my apologies, but yeah, Tyrese Taylor had different other things in mind and other things to say about that, and he ran 1:43. Impressive run. What do you say, O'Shea?
Yeah, like yourself, I that was the race for me. Because of the quality. I mean, when we talk about the NACAC region, much more the Caribbean region, usually over the years, the many years, well, we can date back to the days of Herb McKinley. And strange enough, that's where Jamaica prowess started over those 800 meters distances. But for many years, we have been struggling, really struggling to get guys to qualify. We have had a better showing across the ladies, the complementary ladies from the Caribbean, but we have never had much on the men's side in terms of 800-meter running. It's much more 1500 meters upward. But to see that these three young men, and I'm saying three Jamaican bred athletes, have really stepped up. And when I looked at 1:44.50, I was saying that why is that particular standard so high? But then again, when I looked at what the world is doing in terms of where 800-meter running has gone, I was saying, okay, then it is a case where World Athletics is saying to you, you gotta step it up. We're not waiting for you to really get there because the crowd is moving far ahead of you. So you have to play catch up. And they really understood what was at stake. I mean, Andel would have gotten the qualification time just recently. Navaski would have had it, but Tyrese was searching for it. And I believe you me, when I saw Tyrese in that final, I was saying this might be the better opportunity and the last opportunity given to him with the likes of a Brendan Miller there, and Navaski I know would have taken the pace out, and I know Andel would have then put that last lap, really tried to put it a reach for most of the challengers. And when I saw the clock, I was like, at first, did the clock stop too early? That was my first reaction. Did it stop too early? But boy, I'm super excited when I look at. I think the guy from Canada, I don't remember his name, also got under that magical 1:44.50. So outstanding run by all the young men. They're all the top four, top five, make it top five because yeah, Navasket finished outside the medals. I mean, a little disappointed for me because I wanted him to really get into that 1:43 territories because I believe he has the ability, but no love lost there. I'm just out stunned, still reeling from the fact that I'm seeing 142 being run at the NACAC games without the biggest stars from NACAC. Believe you me, the biggest stars from NACAC aren't at the championships.
I agree. I agree. As you said, no love lost there with having Tyrese Taylor running the 143. Um, I feel like one of his biggest cheerleader is the former national record holder. The fact that um to be able to have someone else with him wearing that black, green, and gold coming into the World Championship. I mean, he has been flying the flag since he has been on the circuit. So to be able to have someone else with him, I'm sure he's excited. And I'm also sure, as you said, that he would have wanted, to have medal, but God and time, as he always say, it is only in God's hands. And therefore, for me, running 144, 119, I think he ran. It tells me that he is in 143 shape and can go faster. He just needs to just continue to put it in. What I hope though is that for Tyrese has never, his body has never gone this level before. I hope that Tyrese will get the opportunity to
So,
recuperate.
but Latoya, you're
Go
unfair
ahead.
though. Nevaski never got this level before too. Same body need to recuperate too. Yeah,
Tyrese,
yeah,
in
yeah,
trouble
yeah,
with
yeah.
Tyrese right
No,
now.
no. Hold on there. Hold on. O'Shea. See Tyrese. Tyrese run all season. And big
That's
up
the
to
thing.
Arkansas. Big up to Arkansas because I'm put in the work. You see two NCAA runners this season really delivered. Maybe them peak too early, or maybe not. But I didn't expect him to reach that level, but I expect him to make good use of himself, just like Robert.
I think what was at stake, Xavier, because the mere fact that I saw what I saw at the trials suggested to me that he might have had something left in the tank because Tyrese was running from indoors, albeit Rob Andel has been campaigning from
They both
indoors
they
to
both
outdoors. So I was saying probably the added incentive was because I think hands down, I think if Tyrese had not won the national trials, he probably would have just given up on chasing the standard. But now getting the opportunity to get the time, because again, remember that much of what happens in the NCAA doesn't count to World Championship qualification. So yes, doing your best there against consistent competition week in, week out. And I was almost convinced that he would not have gotten a chance to race. And then when I saw him be named to the NACAC team, I was saying, like, okay, this is gonna be the opportunity. But I know usually what presents them itself at the NACAC is not the best of the region. I mean, US, the Canada, that can produce better quality athletes. The top tiers from their trials do not usually show up. So Nabaski would have been probably the only strong contender with him there. But I was then reminded that Andel was there. So will they last for the World Championship? I mean, last week you said it was 25 days. I think with them showing out and showing up now, the way they showed up yesterday, I think they can last. And I believe if they can get to 140 to 143, now we can move the conversation a little bit further than saying they will just go to the championships and compete in the first round, and that's gonna be the end of their story. If they run these races and able to replicate a 143, 144 in the heats and get a chance to advance to the semifinals, anything can happen. And
Anything
that's
is
where my
possible.
thought process has gone out, that we potentially can have Caribbean finalists in the men's 800 meters. This is one of the toughest events worldwide now because the guys are not easing up, their speeding.
Next up is
But
sprints.
anything from this is bonus from him. I'm already satisfied with the achievements of the two young men. Anything from this is big bonus.
Yeah. So big up to you, Navaski. Big up to you, Tyrese Taylor. It feels so well to not just saying big up to you, Navaski, the national record holder, but now to say big up to you, Tyrese Taylor, the national record holder, calling someone else's name, it feels really good. And again, as All in Game says, great for Vince to have both Handel, Roban, and Maloney at the same time. It means that the Caribbean is also evolving, and it's a good show. It's not just Jamaica only showing out at it, but the Caribbean is also represented, being represented well at the games that are coming up. So I like it. I really do like it. I like it a lot.
And I just want to say
After
big up
we,
to Dwayne Johnson from JC now head coach, and he's the one responsible for the development of Andel. So big credits to Dwayne from JC. Huge. I know he's super proud to see where he has taken this young man from virtually unknown St. Vincent athlete to now becoming a top class runner. So credits to him.
kudos
That's
to
a
him. Thank
conversation
you,
by
sir.
itself. That's a conversation by itself because every athlete came to Jamaica develop and bring a different mindset to the game. So it's a different. If you compare our athletes to what everybody else come and deliver, Jojo came and Jojo conquer, Andel came, Andel conquer. We have a few more. So mindset have a lot to do with it.
Zanel come and Zanel a conquer.
Zanel come and Zanel conquer.
Zanel
So
make a ball.
it have a concept of mindset.
I know you want to have that conversation so badly,
we just have to live with it, Xavier, because you see the reality is, we have the expertise here, and this is something I hope the other athletes can draw inspiration from, to know that you gotta understand the game and take it a little bit serious, because I think that's what those Caribbean countries, St. Vincent virtually is relying on these two athletes in terms of Shaquifa and Andel, and they're really putting out the work. And I think we have the talent here, because at championships, let's face the fact, Julian got beaten left, right, and center. Andel was not invincible, but look at what has been happening now. All those who beat them left, right, and center is nowhere to be found, and they are now taking the world by storm. So if we can't make use of the expertise, let the Caribbean at least come and show the world that we, Jamaica, can produce great teachers.
So when we get to Diamond League, we can come back to this conversation. Because in Diamond League, that happened, we saw another one that came and is, so I mean, it is really happening. Let's move to the hurdles, because we're quickly running through the NACAC. Let's move to the hurdles. We saw our girl, Amoy Brown, winning the 100-meter hurdle, sprint hurdles, 3 seconds there, running. Your take on that?
For me, medal. You grab a medal, take it. You get an opportunity to win, take it, put it in a cabinet, and be very, very proud of it.
No, sorry. Go ahead, because I already did jump the gun with that. So go ahead.
You see, NACAC title is such a huge title in the sense of what it represents. And I know any athlete that gets the title NACAC champion will feel good. So I'm happy for Amoy. I'm really happy for her. She's on the plane to Tokyo. I really think that I'm waiting for Amoy to give me that extra, yeah. Something needs to come forth, because you know what? Again, I was happy that she got the opportunity to be at the NACAC. But for somebody that is from a particular camp,
no, I was about to say that.
Has really taken interest in preparing so many others to be at their finest and their best come the champ. I'm not saying that the preparation probably is not being done.
Stepchild. Cinderella story?
I'm really.
I'm
But
I'm
You know,
surprised.
so
let me
you
not
know,
let me
say,
not go
No,
down. Let me not go
no,
down that
you
I'm
know,
street.
you
surprised.
know, and
I'm surprised. Very
Gideon,
surprised they allowed her to come back to NACAC, knowing that she's going into championship and need to be fine tuned by my side. If I had my athletes going into championship, you're staying by my side for the next 2 weeks. I'm not going to make you go somewhere else. Just
But
like
Xavier, um, she, she she was not doing anything in Europe. So I'm wondering what if she made the trip to Europe because there's so many meets on offering leading up even to NACAC. We see certain people come back from Europe to NACAC to represent, and is probably headed back to Europe. But I'm just wondering what the school of thought, what's the process that governs those others who have already made the team? Because I'm seeing people who, but again, I'm
me
not
no,
gonna go down that road
me
because
no,
we're
me
not.
no want to say it. You
what
just going.
you know, I must say
You go.
this
You
tonight.
hold on there, Lataya. You're going to
No,
one
make us
event
say this first.
and then call it already. Then we have the right. Why waste my time? Unfortunately,
You,
but that's what it comes across. Why waste my
you
time?
know, I must say this. You see Xavier and O'Shea, you see two of them put together. I'm sorry for the children. Una licking, you know, una licking.
No, I mean, it's
I'm
just
just
calling a
saying, I'm
spade,
just saying,
calling
I'm
a
just saying.
spade. No, calling a spade, Latoya, because remember, we saw how many days before? 3 days, 4 days before?
Yeah, she ran.
What?
She ran in Europe.
No, I'm saying we saw about 4 days before, if my memory serves me right, what the world can expect over the sprint hurdles. We saw
Yeah,
it. So,
it's
so,
before.
so, so what we saw at NACAC winning might,
It's nothing.
it's not gonna be enough. It's not gonna be
I mean,
enough
I mean,
at
what
this
we saw
stage.
at knockout. A matter of fact, what we saw at knockout winning. If I may say this, it may sound harsh, but kinda it is like so how the 100 meters you normally have pre-qualified,
Yeah.
a pre-qualifiers eat, and that's what that is for me. I must say, I'm so sorry, but that's what it is. But
I
again,
mean, she
I'm
was
happy
not
that
the next. No, you see, so we have to look at it both ways because the truth about it is that a lot of the competition, a lot of the events at this NACAP, sadly, disappointing, did not provide quality competition, and I think a lot of the countries, in especially the big one in US of A, I think they have really treated NACAC
knockout.
in a manner that we are wondering, is it even important to continue with this concept? Because they can offer more to the thing. Jamaica tries to send the better, even though on some occasions Jamaica send a C team and a D team. So she had to contend with what was before her. I was
I mean, the
hoping
time
that
wasn't the 1283 is 1283. You know, but
the
it's just
execution though, Latoya, because I look at the
yeah,
race.
it's
I'm
the
not even looking at the
execution
time.
was my
I look at
problem
the
for me.
race and I'm not seeing that
Is
that
the
you know that
execution was
little
my problem
was
really.
there something that would come from a sprint hurdler to say, yeah, 4 or 5 hurdles was looking good. I was seeing very tame running from hurdle 1 to the 10th hurdle. Just all right. I can get like a training run. So I just want for her best interest was that she would have gotten a bigger push so that I could see something from her to say, yes, I know that this young lady is somebody I believe in. She's gonna come through. She's gonna potentially be in the mix for a semi-final spot.
O'Shea, I have a question for you. So if I had a hurdler that got a medical exemption and ran, somebody's space would I just take us up
Um,
with the performance. Because you can't just we can put it out there, like if somebody come run better time that had a medical exception, there's no doubt she would make the team.
no, well. You'd have probably seen a different kind of
Okay,
um.
so she
That'd
got
be a
she
different kind
got
of showy.
no, she
Yeah.
got complacent and comfortable,
But I see, and
knowing
that's
that
my thing, and that's my thing, Xavier. If you look, because I mean, the conditions were not bad because you had an 800-meter field running 142.
142,
You had
142.
400 meters running 49. So the space in which you were competing provided quality facility for you to run. I just think that I wasn't seeing that competitive metal coming to the fore. And I'm not singling out her, but because we're talking about the sprint hurdles, and as I said, when we just spoke about her making the team, I was saying, looking back at what I saw from Janique, when Janique Brown came back to MVP, I was saying every year MVP finds one. And I was saying then Yannick Amoy has been around knocking on the door, knocking on the door, finally gets her foot into the door. So this year she's gonna probably again, disclaimer, she might come and surprise us in Tokyo. But what I saw was just an ordinary run. But nonetheless, congratulations to her.
All right, you said nonetheless, congratulations to her. We do that. All in the game said US only sends its athletes that finish fourth and fifth at trials, the NACAC, because overall standard is lacking. I don't agree because they sent Brittany Brown to run the 200 meters and Brittany finished
Fourth.
second,
No
fourth,
man,
fourth in the
fourth.
200.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think
all
So,
right.
they really
no,
sent some
but
quality, especially the field athletes. And most of their field athletes who were at NACAC are heading to Tokyo. So credits to the field component of it. Most of them that were there are heading to Tokyo. Talking about the jumper Cunningham, the thrower, the shot
the
put,
female,
the
yeah.
Short
javelin
put,
thrower, the
yeah.
amateurs,
But
they're all heading to Tokyo. So they did serve up some quality in the field. But on the
In
track,
the field. And
no, but
yeah,
you have to remember, US fourth and fifth on the track are
it's still
splendid
fun.
athletes. Yeah, it's
still
splendid
quality.
athletes that still quality that need to go to Europe to run the Diamond League. So
But some
you
of
have
them
to
are
give and
there.
take.
Some
Yeah,
of them are there. So what we're seeing is some 8th and 9th place and some
nine
semi-finalists.
places.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because some of the
so
names I don't know them. I'm like, who are these people?
Me never
Those who
hear
I
them
knew.
name, not even in the
Yeah,
NCAA, me hear the names for patrol.
yeah.
Davis says Amoy performs at nationals to qualify and then nothing after. She runs 12.5 at every national. Hey Davis, you know say he has a point, To think of it, he has a point. But me never did look at it that way there. But him have a point. He does have a point with that. Is that sorry if Davis, if I'm calling you the wrong one, please accept my apologies and please correct me if it is that you are not the female Davis. You are not the male Davis, but the female one. Please correct me so I can correct it, or you can let me know if I am correct. I feel like I'm incorrect though, based on your picture, but you can correct me. But you do have a point with Amoy Brown. But O'Shea said maybe she'll surprise us at Tokyo. I'll just leave it right there. O'Shea, I'll just leave it right there. I realize that
Yeah.
I did Nick Fisher Price, congratulated Nick Fisher Price and told her, well done, her first global international medal that she got, and that was good for her. But I realized that I overlooked the male 400 meters in which Rusheen
How could you?
McDonald, one Mackie level same way is one Mackie level same way, you know what I mean? One Mackie, happy belated birthday to you, Mackie, from track and field Totnet here. But he ran and came second, still did not run the qualifying time. And I know a lot of persons, a lot of fans are still upset because at the national championships he could have, easy well at the qualifying time and be okay. And for me it felt struggling because watching him run anchor the 4x4 little after, he looked like he was dying in terms of his breathing technique was just not coming through. At one point I thought that asthma catch him. And then seeing him walking off, he was giving me that walk that he gave me at the national trials after coming back around from behind Stadium East, whereas he was walking and hopping, and it was a little bit worrying for me looking at that. But all in all, I still won Mark 11.
Yeah, I mean, you see, on a day like yesterday, you could only hope that the fortunes would favor the brave, because this is what you define as never put off what you can do today for tomorrow. And he's gonna live to regret that kind of move he made, regardless of the excuse provided. Because I think it was just an excuse or a reason provided. But I posted something yesterday just to sort of help to kind of encourage those onlookers, because I know we are so vitriolic at times. We can be very um, cruel with our utterances. That he is still in the world ranking in the quota with just about 5-6 days to survive, or really this week to survive in terms of the Diamond League. And I don't see most of those who have entered the Diamond Leagues are yet have already qualified. And I'm not seeing a lot of meets. When I look at the circuit, what's left, there's not a lot of track meets that features a lot of the athletes who are behind and chasing him. So he might survive the game in terms of survive in the qualification system and advance. And thankfully, Jamaica has 4 slots for the World Championship in the 400 meters. So it has also saved him. So we can bank on him being the 4th person being selected as the national champion. Because again, it is going to come down to the J3 as to who they select, considering that none of them, including Javon Powell himself, those have not gotten Delano Kennedy, they have not gotten the qualification time. Zandrian Barnes, nobody has gotten it. So, but back to the race, I think
No,
he probably had a little bit more left in the legs. But again, look at what he did at trials. He ran the first 200 meter very hard and was able to still find something for the last
Keep up.
200. This time, he was so conservative over the first 2. I was like, where is Rusheen? Where is Rusheen? Come on, Rusheen. Come on, you got to go now.
I felt like he didn't run. I felt like he didn't run that 400 meter at
No,
all,
when,
because even not coming to the second half of the to start the 200 meter in the second half, he just
he wasn't
he
about
was
fifth.
still missing
He wasn't
until
about
about
fifth.
okay.
the
So I'll defend him this time around. He has a good statistician, and he only need to finish second to garner the points to keep in the quota and save him energy. That's it.
but
Because
No,
I
but-
couldn't,
okay.
I could not else.
No, but the statistician will tell you what exactly. Because remember, there are other athletes in other regions who are close to him in terms of the points, who can also go get points from world permitted, IWF world permitted meets over the next 5-6 days. And don't be surprised that they go and get those points. But I'm saying to you, because I look at the individuals behind him, I'm saying I don't see them running much on the circuit anywhere. That's the only saving grace. So that statistician would have tell you, try and go for one better at the NACAC region so you can get maximum points. You don't settle for the few points that will come in second. There's not guaranteed. You're the one being chased. And for the most part, while those you are chasing are pulling away from you, you got to be a little bit more careful in what statisticians you have on your card will tell you. Just get enough.
It's just disappointing that you got it early in the season and didn't take it.
Yeah.
And it's just
Don't put up. You can't put up.
it comes back down to what I've been saying from the start of the season. Mentality is just wrong. The stuff that you put in front of you have a lifetime like Shelley and Fraser Price for come back a stadium and broke national record. There are certain things that are priority that you need to do. Next year y'all can run and break the record and don't even want to go a championship. So
I mean, anywhere on the circuit, you can find
anywhere
a
but
good
you can
your
find a
favorite
good place
place.
and run it.
Your favorite place. Go to your favorite meet and attack the record. Because remember, the record was not set in Jamaica. So a lot of people still don't believe in it because they say you go to some foreign place and they set it up for you. Go there and again when them set it up and do it. It's thing about Xavier which I don't like now, which is I'm seeing, and again I'm looking at he's my virgin. I'm a virgin, so I'm not beat him. But like Latoya said, it was a well spent cash. After the relay, he was dying. Those legs were dead. So
the meat was set up for him, you know. The meat was set up for him in Haywood's Field, you know. That didn't keep, you know. They were expecting to go.
Remember, he was Haywood, supposed to run a meet at Haywood Field.
They were expecting to get that race on that track, you know.
But I
never happened.
What was wrong with Jamaica?
The people and the mindset and friend them. You know when they see a friend them, I want to show off. I forgot to say.
So you want to show off on me?
Of course.
But he wasn't showing off on his friend Xavier.
I must
he wasn't showing off on his friend. He Xavier. His mindset at the national championship was to become a national champion for the first time. And to silence the Jamaicans, actually. It wasn't about friends or whatever. It was really for him personally becoming a national champion for the first time. For how long he has been there. He has never been a national champion. He has been the world record holder for so long. And a lot of us...
Latoya?
He has been the national champion. My apologies. He has been the national champion for so long. And a lot of us did not realize that even though he is the national champion and the national record holder, he has never been a national champion. So for me, it was really about him self-actualizing, becoming a national champion. It was really for him, not for Jamaica, but that was really for him. The thing that happened is just that he came so close.
Latoya, you see if me get in trouble, I don't want nobody to defend me. I'll call you here. Because his friend trials. No, I know what he did. But there's no person with real common sense, an understanding of what is expected will do that.
Remember now,
the theory
see the clock.
No, hold on. The theory behind of it is wrong, and we need to start knock the athlete them correct. You need to think professionally.
Actualization, Xavier. You want to actualize something.
Hold on there. Hold on. Self-actualization of Maslow hierarchy of need, Latoya. Maslow hierarchy of need of different layers. Okay?
And in which field layer?
Which field layer? There's so much more above it.
Self-actualization.
You know what would have been good, Latoya and Xavier? Had he run through the line, he would have done all the self-actualization and more. He would have won the trials. He would have won it in a very outstanding time, and probably, he would have gone closer to 43. And then we'd have started to believe. I have always believed, but the doubters, the doubtful Thomases, would have then believed and say, yes, what was done in the past was really done by this young man. Adi ran that last 30 meters and go straight to the line. National champion, world championship qualification, and the statement would have been, so all you doubters and haters, here is it, take it, have it. But no, you have the haters coming back at you.
But the reason why we're having this conversation is just because he came so close to the qualifying time. You see, if he just win the national championship and just win it just to win it, we wouldn't have this conversation now, because people that still just say, oh, I'm Rusheen McDonald, oh, a big boy that, all of a sudden, everybody want conversation about big boy.
It make it seem like some of our field event person will keep winning national champions and can't make standard.
No, you know the conversation probably that be a little bit different though, Latoya. You know why?
I
Because
know.
people always say that he finds a way to make it on the relay team. And the truth about it is that he doesn't control whatever competition he gets at the trials. And as you said before, he's never been the one that is picked or tipped to win the trials. After we saw the semi-final this year, we were saying like objectively, he has a fantastic chance. He looks the best at least coming out of that semi-finals at the
Me
trials.
a
We were
carry
saying,
Maki level from him from him season start. Me a carry Maki level.
I
You're
mean,
friends.
that was
You're
fate. That
friends.
was fate.
You're
Fate
fear.
as small. No, that was fate, Adrian. All fate and
No,
fate and
no,
friendship. Fate and
Lataya,
friendship.
faith
no,
and friendship.
Yeah.
no.
Lataya, you
I
can't tell
carry
me say you
Maki
did,
level for
but
win the national championship
you
because
couldn't
from
have
the
him.
start
You why?
because of what he
To
has been
win,
Why? For what he has been doing?
because
What?
Maki have been putting on some good two bills. Maki put on some good two bills time. Maki have
Two
beat
bill,
people who
two
run
bills.
two
Damn, none
bills.
for do it 400.
so to Delana Kennedy was doing some good times.
So cool.
Yeah, man, me dey have Delana for make it team and for make it time. Me never did have for win.
Okay.
All right, them say this is a lot of time. Hey, all in games say this is a lot of time spent on someone who has a little chance of doing anything significant in the individual 400
No,
podium.
we won't
Well,
buy
I
that.
would say this one thing.
We won't buy that because the truth about it, he forms a significant part of our 4x4 team. I'm gonna give that to him. If he can recover
Very
himself,
much.
yeah, if he can recover sufficiently, I of all the guys going to the world championship on the 4x4, whether it be mixed or straight, Rusheen is gonna form a critical component. So I'm not gonna talk about him
But
not being anything significant. And again, I I won't doubt his handlers because again, I believe I'm saying this tonight. I think he's gonna make the 400 meters by the quarter, and if
man, him depend man,
he's
him
able
depend.
to, yeah, if he's able to keep his self in check, he can get to the semifinals. And I'm telling you, all Rusheen want is one moment. It's like one moment a game, and he can produce something. So I'm not doubting his ability. So I'm not gonna say he's not gonna do anything significant because really and truly, what is significant to you might be an individual medal. I don't think he stands a chance of probably winning an individual medal, but I'm not counting him out. Last year, Antonio Watts was even not even featured to be amongst the top five in the finals, and he won the World Championship in 2023. So we all saw that. So this year, I'm not gonna look at it as I think if Jamaica can get a good squad together, a good 4x4 squad in terms of athletes who are ready to run and show up with the mindset that they can challenge for a medal, we're gonna be in the conversation. And Rusheen is gonna form a critical part of that team.
I agree. My last question as it relates to Rasheen. I saw someone post after Rasheen ran that 400. Someone post, Bovel, pack your bag for you to go. I just want them to know and understand that it's not that easy for Bovel to pack his bag and go. Because I mean, you still have to, JHA still have, the selection committee still has to make their selections, and based on where Rasheen is ranked in the
I
world,
mean,
it still will
like
be.
I said, Latoya, you see the sad thing about it? We have gotten to the place where selecting these teams have become so easy because guess what? We don't have the people that are making the time. And I think what is dictating the pace is that once you have somebody making the standard and nobody else having a chance, you feel compelled. Cause look at it. Bobel McPherson is in no shape or form like what we're seeing from Rusheen. Bad to bad. We have to be
Exactly.
objective. Bobel is not looking like the Bobel that ran the 44. Guess who is the next person that is in line to get that individual spot? Sean Bailey. Sean Bailey ran 48 the other day at a Diamond League. So he's looking like he's almost out of it this year. But again, if Jamaica wants to send 4 representatives, they can only send The ones who are qualified plus Rusheen, because Delano is not in the top, not in the quota as it stands now. Neither is Zandra and Bont anywhere close to getting a chance to get in. So the thing about it is that those three will technically get their pass to
Get
Tokyo
on the
by virtue
plane.
of making the standard, and Roshin, the one that looks the best of all of them. Because again, let's be realistic. If the Roshin not getting the time, he's the best performing 400-meter individual we're having this season. He's looking better than Antonio Watson. He's looking better than Sean Bailey, and he's looking better than Bovell McPherson. So, if Jamaica wants to get somebody that black, green, and gold to say, give us a chance at a semifinal, even the 400 meters semifinals at worst, it's gonna be Rusheen McDonald. So, let's put some respect on that.
One Maki, one Maki, one Maki.
By default, he understands that no matter what they want to say or do, he might get selected. Guy might be better out of the all of the four. By default.
One Maki. Xavier, I don't
know,
know where
who's
you're going.
fault?
Come back, not
you-
hearing
Whose
you.
fault is it, Xavier?
Hold on.
One
Yeah.
Maki, one Maki. Anyways, we talked about Maki a lot a while ago. And I just wanted to ask that question as it relates to Bovell. Christopher Taylor ran the 200 meters, came second. This is the last one on the second to last thing on the NACAC that we're talking about. Christopher Taylor ran the 200 meters and came second. Still did not make the qualifying time.
I feel, you see, I want justice. I really want justice for that race. You know why? The meet was going good all the while, all the time going on good. And as soon as Christopher Race come up, the chaos, the starting
One
system
bag
started.
of
And I'm saying to myself,
pasta.
I'm saying to myself, why no? Why no? And
Yes.
at one point, you could have seen it on his face, like he's saying, so my last chance, and things just I got play out like this.
Hey, Christopher
And
running up.
I think, and this is my opinion, I think it answered to all the guys that were there, not only him. And I think probably now that the system now play right, me I gonna try and make sure say me now move too early, because in one instance, I think at the third call, you saw some people getting up while others resting on their mark. So something probably off. So me now move, me just keep it steady and react after the gun and try chase. But all in all,
I like Christopher running up.
yeah, I think he ran the last 80 meters and gave it everything.
Yeah.
And the guy that beat him, I expected it to beat him. But again, Christopher Taylor have earned, now this is where the statistician makes sense now, Xavier, because he has earned some good points.
No, he had good
And as
points.
it stands now, he has racked up some good points to be in the quota and stay in the quota. So for all the struggles and the problems that he has been having, coming back from the band, trying to get himself back into the groove of things, I think it is very much deserving of him to be named to that team, because he has gone on the circuit and run everywhere, every meeting can, chasing that time. And he has done a fairly decent job, if you ask me, a fairly decent job just coming back into the pick of things. So I want for him to rest now. I don't want him run no more race. He can just hold on to this and say, here what? All right, me think me have it already in terms of secured. So therefore, I'm going to rest up and I'm going to get some little things sorted out, get my body conditioned and come to Tokyo. And I think Christopher Taylor might be a significant part of our 4x4 team in Tokyo. I'm just looking at it and saying, with all that speed he has now gotten over 2, if he can find a good 44 leg for Tokyo, either on the mixed team or on the straight team, I am looking for Christopher Taylor to be former part of that 4x4 unit.
Makes sense. Makes sense. I'm surprised he ran the 100 and not the 400 yesterday.
Yeah, I think because he had hinted it earlier that the kind of background that is required for you to really reap the real dividends out of 400 meters was never um
Put in.
happening for him. And sometimes you have to call it because people don't understand now, the whole background training for a sprinter versus a quarter miler now is really different science that governs it, whole different thing. And I think sometimes he has not said definitively that he's not going back to the 400 meters. He has just said that this season he'll be focused on the one and the two, and we saw where he went midway, the shortest sprint and the longest sprint, and he has come to the two, which I think he has very good pedigree at being an outstanding 200 meters. And let's not forget, Jamaica is looking for somebody else because we have Brand Level doing his thing. We're looking for somebody else to step into the 200 meters and to begin to challenge the world again. And I think Christopher Taylor, next season, if all goes according to plan and all goes well on his path, he's going to be coming back full force with greater effect.
Agree with that. We jump right into the discuss. We saw Frederick Dakers winning the discuss and Chad getting the bronze medal. I think that was a really good shakeout for both of them. Even though Frederick has not been at his best this season, but I mean, Frederick is still Frederick, in my viewpoint. He shows up when it matters, and he tends to find that something at all costs. Doesn't matter what, even in the midst of injury. And I felt like, that win for him was a little form of a booster for him. So kudos to him and congratulations for throwing and doing well.
Boy, the people are beat him bad though. They must say him pull a Samsung upon them. Him cut off the power. Him cut off the power and say that he cut off the power, then your record go. But yeah, good win for Frederick. Good win.
It's a booster for him. I would just switch one and then I come back to Shanika Ricketts. All right, let me just do Shanika Ricketts. Shanika always give her best. It's like when Shanika goes to jump, it is 350% of Shanika that she gives. So kudos to her also in doing what she does best, jumping and getting medals. So congratulations to her also. As you rightfully said, it seems as if Frederick cut off the ear and thing, and the record gone left him instantly. So we just want to say big up to Ralford Mullings. Get it right this time. Ralston. Which one?
Ralford.
Which one, O'Shea? Ralford?
I think it's Ralph.
Ralford or Ralston?
I think it's Ralford.
Okay, we get it right this time. I always mix him up in his name. I always call him Ralford or Ralston. I'm not so sure. So kudos to Ralford Mullings in throwing 72 meters and getting that record. And a matter of fact, something also to note is that when he threw that 72 meters, he threw that against the Olympic champion. Am I in my right to say the former Jamaican Olympic champion?
The young man is still a Jamaican in transition.
But he threw with the red and white flag since all of this, so
I think that the organizers took it on themselves to place whatever symbol they want to place, because World Athletics still has him competing on their system as a Jamaican.
Well, unattached now.
He's not unattached?
Yes, because in that meeting it was unattached.
In that meet. But I guess, well,
officially, World Athletics have not yet said yes to it, but okay, let me say the correct thing. So Ralford Mullings through 72 meters to gain the national record in the discus, beating the Olympic champion Roger Stoner, who also threw a personal best that was
Yeah.
like 70,
70,
right? A personal best,
70.17.
right, in that meet. After fouling, I think was
Yeah.
two rounds he fouled, and he threw that personal best on his sixth throw. So kudos to both of them though, but kudos, big congratulations. Welcome to the space, welcome to the floor, and placing your name in the conversation. You are it, you are here, and we are happy to have you
But
also.
you know,
So
Latoya,
thank you
the
for
man jealous for
I'm
the
gonna
money.
go one step further to say that this young man Mullings, you see what Stoner
has
did,
been
is what
knocking.
Stoner did last year. Don't be surprised that Mullings steps up this year and
And
surprise
do that
us.
here.
Do not for one moment believe that he's any lesser quality when it comes on to global chat. He has really gone through the same pathway that Dakers have gone to, winning medals at the world junior level, showing up, and I think
Yes.
all of them that has transitioned the fastest through the system. I think he's one of the fastest transitioning athlete. So now I'm just looking for him to step it up a little bit more. Come Tokyo.
Because based on that, we'll have three in the World Championship. That would be Radford, Banji,
And Chad.
and
Yeah.
Chad. And so the door is open, and any of the guys are any of them, all three of them is capable of stepping through that door because all three of them has been in these situations before. So yeah, I think the field events is one to watch also. It's not just about the track again, but the field events is open. So in that being said, we close the doors on the NACAC championships and go right into the diamond
I just
league.
want to add one little thing left before we close the door because
Sure.
I know this has been and I made mention of it. I am super disappointed that the NACAC region treated especially the ladies of Jamaica, so badly. Our relay squads that went to NACAC were given
They
the
didn't get
worst
started.
of treatment by what unfold. No teams, including US nor Canada, could have provided a team for neither the 4x1 nor the 4x4 for the ladies.
Or
And
the
it
four
was
by four.
super disappointing to know that and I think NACA should give them the medals, regardless of what. Give them medals and a token because it is disappointing to know that the area championship, this is not a little meet, this is the area championship that World Athletics recognized, and we could not have a 4x1 for women and a 4x4
Four by
for
four.
women. It is so disappointing for them, and I feel so sad, and it's not me being there.
I agree. I agree with you 100%. I share the same sentiments. Um, and for that also, I think someone had said it earlier that the NACAC where region is nowhere compared to other regions for region championships like that. I feel like they can explore different territories or different countries to host the NACAC championships at
But
because
Bahamas
yes,
government put up their money to host it all the time, which other countries' government not going to put up the money to do it. It's a national holiday in Bahamas whenever these championship comes around. When I look at
but them
when
not
no when I
discovered with
look at the
it.
stadium, Jamaica could fix the Chilani multi-purpose or catching park, catching all, because there was only one stand at this championship that hold maybe 600 people.
Don't worry
So
yourself, Xavier. Our stadium is gonna be rebuilt in a few months.
2030,
No, 2028 or so, or
yeah,
27.
and then you
Yes,
put
a few
then you
months.
put the Jamaican time on it, 2030.
And then we're gonna
Remember say election time, you know.
yeah, but the honorable minister
For
will have to
now,
come through
for
on her
now,
promises.
for now.
But we're gonna have the capacity. We're gonna have the capacity and the facility to host a lot of these regional meets.
No.
And I think Jamaica need
Capacity
to
and facility, right? Do we have the mentality and the people that want to do it? Remember, see what they did to cricket?
we're get a new president.
Oh, okay. See what happened to cricket?
Argument done. New president, new stadium,
New president of
probably
what?
new government, probably new government.
New government,
But
probably.
I expect something
No.
to be done.
So no, what I would love to be done is Puma, I call it out, build a stadium that can hold at least 15,000 people. A real stadium that can hold 15,000 people somewhere else. Because whenever you look at the overhead cost to rent the national stadium, it deters people from wanting to keep events in the national stadium, knowing that we're not going to fill the stadium in all of
Yeah.
these events. So we need a smaller stadium that can make money. So
And I agree with you because again, you see what Jamaica is not doing. Because remember now, there if you look at even hosting the character games, when we get a chance to host the character games, I still think we have not really put forward the kind of product comparative to other smaller Caribbean territories, what they put forward. And I mean, that's probably the basics of what we can host. But
yeah,
like you said, if a Puma or any other sponsor
yeah, we just
really
need to,
steps in and help us to see the concept and see the vision and
no,
hope that somebody that
there's a
sits at the
vision there
table,
though.
yeah,
There's a vision there. That even soccer, you're forcing
yeah,
to keep national games into the stadium. That the overhead cost force you to put the price up there that people can't attend these events. Where you can bring
yeah,
it to a smaller stadium. Look at Grand Slam. Grand Slam would have been more successful in Jamaica if it was held in a smaller stadium, even up at JC.
yeah. Well, the economics have really shown that it
Yeah,
would have
so
been better. I mean, bareback, we're seeing the comment, but I'm not sure what you're saying. That we're beating, we're beat Jamaica for the unfair advantage Bahamas. We're not talking about um Bahamas in terms of their performance. We're just saying that for whatever it's worth, Bahamas seem to have gotten a lot. Because Bahamas had character games a few times, world
yeah,
relays,
and they having
NACAC.
more.
And we're not saying that they're not putting on a good show in terms of providing for well, they can work on the broadcast. That is my thing. The broadcast is as bias gets. And for international meet, I think they need to take that out of the hands of their local broadcasting team. Um, but overall, Bahamas will produce the quality facility, the kind of hosting that is required to be at least satisfactory. But what we're saying is that there are many other countries, including Jamaica, that can step up now. It's full time we step up to the game now and put our hands in the ring because we can do it. I don't see why we're not able to. I don't see the reason.
Bahamas touch points were critical in getting the event, and they do it over years. Is because it's not the facility only. Transportation was on point, accommodation was on point,
Yeah,
and you heard somebody spoke about it. These touch points that association look for when you're hosting events need to put together when it comes on to Jamaica deciding to host events. Jamaica doesn't have enough rooms in Kingston to host national events. People are like,
that's true.
there's enough. And I said, Jamaica doesn't have enough rooms
Yeah,
based on what point of the year you want to host events. You can do
that's
it
true.
off season, bring them up a UE and bring them up a UTEC. But when it comes on to hotel rooms and accommodation, Kingston doesn't facilitate it. Because if one flight or two flight delay out of Norman International Airport, the hotels
Trouble,
can't accommodate it. Not even
trouble.
Carnival can accommodate, much less you want to bring the world here. So there's a lot
Yeah.
to fix.
Yeah, I mean, Bareback, that point doesn't all holds true because even though the president of NACAC is a Bahamian,
It's a
he's
vote.
not the only one that sits
Vote.
down and say where the meat is held. I think most times we have to thank Bahamas because most times I think they bail us out when all other else countries not able to find the funds and the wherewithal. Bahamas seem to be able
Bahamas
to
find the money.
just put
Yeah.
the money forward and in short times though and do as we say a fairly decent job. So we're saying other countries need to see what the investment Bahamas is making in because the truth about it, they're not reaping big enough because look, Bahamas is struggling to get athletes back on the world stage. They are not having the kind of luxury and the success they were having even a few years ago in the mid 2000s. They're really struggling, and
Yeah.
but they're still putting in themselves forward to say we can we can host a meet and we can, as you say, put the infrastructure, put the things in place, and ensure that the stakeholders are satisfied. But I just think the other territories are just lazy, just ring down lazy, and I think Jamaica is in that group too, where we don't really,
Jamaica, they don't care. I don't think they
yeah,
care to host the event anymore. I think I just think they don't have the mindset of hosting anything. It's public pressure why they're fixing certain stuff to actually even wanting to host events because Carifta should have come back to Jamaica. World Relay should have come to Jamaica. A lot of stuff could have come to Jamaica in the last decade that didn't show up. So
so that is something you make a significant point there, Xavier, because I remember when Bahamas were having the back-to-back world release,
yeah,
and I was like, world release to me, just like NACAC, is over 3 days. And I'm saying the demands, the accommodation is not so great. Why is it Jamaica could not? We host Gibson. I look at the magnitude of what Gibson gives. I'm
yeah,
saying Jamaica cannot get even one chance at
they're not.
hosting the world relays. And I was like, in that time when we were so dominant over the relays, and I was saying, Jamaica, what were we doing? What were we doing?
They're
And
not. They're not
that should
bidding
have
for
been
it.
that should have been the test run for us to say, give us a chance at the world relays. Give us a chance. And I know that would have been a crucial point in where we would have been today in terms of getting even people to come on board to see our facilities um, build out and achieve what they are now trying to achieve
Because
in terms of upgraded quality.
what the government should have done with the stadium is put it out for a bid. Make somebody brand the stadium. Make a institution brand the stadium. A Scotia, a NCB. Make somebody brand the stadium. Make them be the brand stadium. So it will be the NCB or the Scotiabank National Stadium. It's the only way you can fund certain products. Allow these companies to take part of it. And
But
they fail to
Xavier,
see.
the reality is, let me tell you something. The reality is,
Then Mr.
there
Chico
is a
Digital.
particular institution called IPL that virtually owns the stadium and owns the national arena. And until that concept changes, because I think IPL is just collecting, collecting, and pouring in nothing into the aesthetics, even the mere aesthetics of the stadium. For 1 decade that we were dominant, we could not even ask Berger
To
paint
do
to say
anything.
come in and paint out the stadium in the colors of the flag or something whilst we were on top while the world was looking at us. The stadium is crying out for a facelift, and now they're saying they're going to transform. Thankfully, the track has gotten the transformation by default. It was needed. Grand Slam
Yeah.
came and we got the help for transforming the track. But even the mere aesthetics of what the benches look like, the painting look like, if IPL cannot do that basic, I think they need to relinquish
the
the
business
leadership or the ownership of the stadium?
the business part of it, people might say it's difficult. It's simple. You go into a boardroom and you put ideas out there. IPL is run by the government. It's an arm of the government. It's not a private sector. And you what you said, Drew Forty said is a good idea, but there's certain contractual agreement that can be created to fix the problem that we're having. We're having a problem with finding income to fix the stadium. You outsource it and you create an agreement so it benefits you and benefit the person. So
Yeah.
if I brand it, it's your free brand. You can put anything you want in it and brand it, but I'm going to benefit from it. It's a 60-40 or a 70-30. Something has to happen.
Well, the
So
government is going.
that's a good
The
that's a
government
good
said they're
trade-off.
going to address that. So
The
let us see how
government,
long it will take to address it.
Beerback, don't let me say to go to bed early tonight. You hear? Remember, that's a crucial point. We know we're talking, the moderator is back.
yeah,
We're talking about the stadium because what we're talking about is ensuring that next time when we're having this conversation about NACAC and its quality that is offering, that we can be a part of the solution and not be a part of the problem. That's why we're talking about the stadium. That's why we're there. So yeah. So sit down now and bear with us. The
and
moderator is back. Over to you, Lata.
Okay, so
the stadium must
let
be
us just
fixed to
wrap
get
this one up.
a goal meet.
Let us wrap NACAC up right in that section. Jamaica, I would love for us to host one of those events. I do believe that we can host it. However, our stadium need our stadium needs some fixing. The government has said, well, the Honorable Bobsy Grange has said that work is going to be done on it. I kind of really don't see how that's going to happen or
I
the
have a
concept of
question,
it.
Latoya. So you remember my concept early on? I'm going to tell you, and then you go to Diamond League. We start, I go have boys and girls champ over GC.
Okay, let me continue speaking.
Because
Continue speaking.
nothing can keep it at
So,
stadium after it starts.
Beerback said that we're supposed to sell the stadium. Beerback, it's not selling the stadium. Let me just say this part. It's not even selling the stadium. But what the government can do
The
is put
government doesn't
an
own the stadium though. So case in
I,
point, the
what I
government
mean,
don't own the stadium. IPL is the owner of the stadium.
IPL, if funds is the problem, IPL, let me give you one of the solutions. If funds is the problem, they can put the stadium up and gain capital for that stadium. A lot of people will buy liquid stocks into the stadium.
No,
Yep.
but
Xavier
that's
made the point.
Knock on.
All right, no, but one point though. Somebody a collect rent off of the land where the stadium built on. Call it done.
Yeah.
Next. Because the land somebody own the land there. That's why it's a problem. Don't worry about it. The stadium
We're
they built
gonna
for somebody
try to
grandfather
figure
land,
out.
and somebody grandfather collect rent off of it.
But remember that IPL is basically the government. But we're going to try to figure out the stadium thing because I really do believe that it's a conversation that needs to be had. So I guess by the time I'm ready for ground or cutty ribbon or something, track and field on it, must find somebody.
Our secure the stadium. Either cut ribbon or secure the stadium. Thanks.
Track and field on it, must find somebody who will have the conversation over here. So so once the matter needs to be addressed, we are going to address it. So let us now address the matter at hand. The Diamond League. Silesia, the Diamond League. The Diamond League. Happened over the weekend. It was a great show, and let us start there. It lived up to the billing. It lived up to the call. It lived up to the expectations. And I said the Diamond League lived up to the expectation, not the athlete, because it is about it's about the sport. So that part of the sport in that event lived up to the billing for me, lived up to the call. It gave a lot of ideas. It gave a lot of understanding. It opened doors to a lot of things. It opened doors to let us know here that after seeing the fastest man this season, let me say that correctly because I can't be sued right now. After seeing the fastest man this season, good evening to you, Jacqueline. Run the Diamond League over the weekend. We are now being told that he won't be running at which one that? The one on Wednesday.
You won't be
running any more Diamond Leagues.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's virtually out of all diamond
he's
leagues now,
virtually out of all the diamond leagues for the rest of the season,
including the finals. Yeah.
including the finals. So therefore, we won't be seeing Kishen in a diamond league. Doesn't mean, in my viewpoint, it doesn't mean that we won't see him or see his name if we don't get to actually see the race running in a meet at Italy or over Europe side. But for the diamond league, we won't be seeing him there. I mean,
It came out that he's injured.
we all know that he's injury prone, and it seems like something was irritated, and therefore that
So
happened.
I'm not sure if you saw it, Latoya, but there's a story that he reported, or somebody reported that he's having a shin problem.
In
So
problem.
since he ran at Silesia, he's been having a discomfort in his shin. So I I
So
I I,
she
for,
need
I am 1% concerned because again, you don't want to hear not even a minor scrape happening for anybody so close to the World Championship. But I think it's a wise
especially for
decision
him.
that has been made to pull him out of those high quality, top quality,
For
competitive
sure.
races and get him fixed in time for the Worlds.
You know, I would say this, being that we are right there. I actually, in my mind, said that I needed him out and for the rest of the time until we had World Championships. That was my thought. After seeing the race, I said to myself, I need this boy, this man out of races that are of that high quality. And I knew persons would have disagreed with me. But because I know he's so injury prone, he's so fragile, you know, them say man you know,
Yeah,
fi be
but
man, but
the
I don't know,
concept, the
he's
concept
so
that you
injury
rule,
prone that I,
no,
I
the
felt like
concept
I
you
needed him
rule,
to race.
Latter, the concept you rule track and field is one that is killing the sport. Because I'll use
I
no,
know.
but I'll use a practical example for you. So if you know that you need to graduate from high school, and we're using high school as an example, you can skip all your mock exam them and don't graduate from high school and wait for CXC, and when CXC come, you still not get nothing. What the practical behind it? Mock exam help you to develop the CXC for pass CXC, but
It's
you
the
gotta skip, you gotta skip.
practicality.
No. You see your concept?
No, no, I'm
No,
just gonna answer
no.
your
Your
question.
concept kill the sport.
No. I said, Xavier, I agree with you that my concept of wanting him to be out until it is something that kills the sport. And I understand your concept and your practicality based on what you put forth. And here is my other side to the twist of that coin. How would we feel to have him now, we put him now into those races, and then little bit later I hear that okay, this is something that he cannot come back from to come to the World Championship. What is it that we would have said compared to pulling him, giving him Shing some rest, and kind of maybe give him two injections for the pain or maybe a feel for it or something so that he will be basically somewhat ready for the World Championship. And if so be it, feel that pain then after I'm on the finals of the 100 meters. Which one are we willing to take? O'Shea, which one you prefer to take?
Well, it has to be the latter. It has to be the latter. It has to be the latter. My biggest concern though, Latoya, I hate when we have to be speculating what is the truth. You see that's the thing. I'm waiting for the time where we can get to the place where
We here like every
secrecy
other
is
sport.
not the name of the game. Where all right, my head is hurting me. I can say to you, my head is hurting me, but I'm gonna give my very best. Therefore, everybody knows the reality that surrounds me.
Like how you mean like how what's pretty girl name? Swiss, but the Swiss girl name?
Come,
Kaboom, she come out and said, hey, I love my sport, I love my thing, but unfortunately I can't because I'm pregnant.
Kambunje.
Like how
Yeah,
Candice
like
McLeod,
Kambunje.
right? Like how Candice McLeod come out and said, you know, guys, I thought I would have been somewhere else or at a better space, a better place, but I
Yeah,
can't.
we just saw
You
it from Jasmine Camacho Quinto. Those people are coming up.
Jasmine
But I don't
Camacho,
know what's up with the
we saw
Jamaican
it from
athletes. That for the most part, the mega stars, you hear many different stories. and you're wondering what's the truth. And I think that is why sometimes we give the athletes, our people give the athletes so much unnecessary beating and criticism, because everybody is now probably thinking, oh, they're probably finding an excuse, probably is afraid, probably this. But if there's an issue, let us know now, because we understand where you're coming from. We understand what you would have been through. We understand what your risks are like. But what we want for you to let us know, so that we can be there to rally you on, and to support you as you go into the battle. Because again, it's gonna even be more worse, a situation where you go in and people are of the idea and the ideology that you are fine,
So,
and you get beaten, and then you're gonna hear you
so
choke. You
okay,
know, good.
one thing can be done, and it's an easy fix. You said mega stars. You see, the moment you're gonna pull out, you must have somebody that is angling you pretty much. We need maybe a statement. And once it comes from your camp, you must have a media person in your camp. This camp is no ordinary camp.
Exactly.
This
So,
this is no ordinary camp. No, and I'm going
Xavier, I
and
agree.
hold on, Lataya. Hold
One
on.
point, not, I want you to just
Yeah,
intertwine this that
yeah.
I'm saying with what you're saying, because you said this is no ordinary camp, which we agree. So here's the twist now. Here we get a statement or something saying Kishen is no longer going to be participating in World Champions. Sorry, in Diamond Leagues because of the shin. And on the other hand, here is someone again from the camp where all we hear is that Sharika is not going to be participating.
No, but I'm not even sure if it came from the camp though, because the
And
breaking news seemed to come from some folks
friend,
on Twitter and the
yeah,
organizers of the meet. So I went on both.
But if it comes from the organizers of the meet, I want to say some information was
yeah,
passed to the organizer
but
of the
Lataya,
meet to
no,
say,
So what?
no, I'm not saying it's the camp, but
we need
some
to be
information has to be
professional,
passed.
because there are people out there. These camps that I'm talking about,
That followed their platforms.
yeah, me not talk about this patty shop down the road or something. These are professional.
Yeah.
And
Right.
if
So
no,
if
if
the
me to
that's
buy
why
my
I'm
ticket
saying,
to go watch Kishi on Wednesday and Sherika Wednesday, who is me that sue them? Me personally that sue them. You want to know why? Because you pulling these athletes may have a legal case against you. And I think
against who?
against
Who do
the
you have the
camp.
legal case against? You have no
Why?
legal
No,
case
hold
against
on,
the camp.
Nataya. We are
The camp
no,
and you the going on some
no,
form of
but
agreement.
because you put these persons out, and if I can,
So under the camp, you have a legal case against. You have a legal case against the meet
no, not the meet
organizer.
organizers. There's different.
And the meet organ, and I
Hold
can
on there,
put out the
Lataya. When
athlete
you
there.
meet in an accident, who do you sue? The bus driver or the bus company?
Both of them, you know.
No, the bus driver don't have any money. You go for the bus company.
And about the bus driver having money.
No, you
How you know
you
that?
go for the bus company. Lataya,
So you are telling me the
know
organizers don't have the
you
money?
know this. You know this, Lataya. You know this.
So you are telling me that the organizers have no money, so you're suing the camp.
Listen, if me did book, if
No, no,
me,
no, 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 no. Answer the question, sir.
I'm not
Answer
going
the
after the
question.
organizer. If me,
So you are telling me the organizers don't have no money because the bus driver don't have the money. The bus driver is the
but
organizer.
then
And the bus driver don't have the money. So therefore you're going off of the camp, which
me
is
I
the
go find the
government.
law case and give Lataya, because you behave like you never do the law. So you behave like you not do the law to Lataya.
A business
No,
me do
you
with
did
the
do the
law.
business law. Don't worry about it. You did do the business law to Lataya. These people need to be held
No, okay,
accountable.
but we get the concept of what we are trying to say in terms of, so we're just informing us that both of them will be out of the Diamond Leagues. And again, Xavier, you cannot sue
Why
the
can't
camp. Thank you so much,
why can't sue the
JD123.
camp?
All right, not a problem, Xavier. We're going to go quote 19, but not tonight. Let us go into the court of the Diamond League. Silesia, where do we start? Do we start on the track or we start on the field?
It was so far back. We can start on the track.
All right, let me just throw out this. I mean, good off. So Oshay, you can call her by her last name for me
Sige,
now. Oh, you know me. Yes, Sige. Would have Sige around the 1500 in 350, 60. No, what really have gone over 1500 and what really have gone over
I
this?
mean, what's going on over the long distances? I think
So let me say,
it is happening at every angle. You're talking about Beatrice Chibet up in the longer distance. You're talking about Faith Kipiegan in the longer and the shorter distance.
no,
I know
wait,
good
no,
of
with
Sige is
Sige,
there.
yeah.
I
So,
just think
so what's
Sige,
happening is that we had cowards before that just believed that emperor. No,
when
before.
in
No,
a
hold on.
long
No. We had
distance,
cowards before. No,
in a
hold on.
long,
Yeah,
no, Xavier, we need to sue
no,
you
we
for
had
that.
cowards before that didn't want to run certain times because they just were set into a certain time. These athletes now realize that it's a straight out sprint. If you understand, they could have when you become the norm, that was the norm.
yes, well, Zeb, I think what has happened, I think there has become an emergence of some special talents
Some
who
brave
are who
people.
have been given special tools to operate with. I just think because remember, I know my favorite era of long distance running is gone. We're talking about the Far sisters, the Baba sisters.
The
The
Barber
Dibaba sisters
sisters,
were my
Messeret the
favorite
Barber,
ever.
tarnishing
Terenish
up.
the Baba
Xavier, we need to sue you.
and her younger sister. Then Messeret the Far, who came on
Okay,
the scene.
but
Then you had the
okay,
host of Kenyans. So Kenya
they
has had some
controlled it.
outstanding ones
They
before.
controlled it. They
No,
controlled
but
the
look, you
race.
know,
But they weren't afraid. They weren't
no, they were
afraid.
No,
they were going for
They
records.
weren't
They were set.
afraid.
You remember when
They must set
the
record
younger
like non-stop.
the younger Dibaba ruled the world. She ran 3,000 record, 15,000 1,500 meter record. But I think what has happened now, because look at it, in an era where there has been several, and permit me, I'm not beating Kenya, but several of Kenya's best long distance runners have run into trouble with the law. You find that now one of the best athlete coming out of the sport over the long distance, Faith Kipyegon from Kenya and Beatrice Chibet from Kenya, has now stepped up. I think they are now defending the quality of Kenya. I think they have taken it on to themselves to say, listen me, the world needs to recognize and realize that
That
not
we're still
all of
here.
Kenya is persons who are afraid to put in the work and to come out and show that we are talented. And think those two have recognized that if they have to do it now, if not, the brand that is Kenya will gonna slowly die a natural death
just like
because
Even our police used to run.
just
Our police used to run
slowly
long
and
distance
natural
and
death like
run the long
Jamaica, right?
distance. Hold on, Xavier. I mean, if I saw you,
You
our
know,
police used to run the long distance.
you
Long
know, say
distance
you
and go
know
work,
English and you know context. You know context of English, you know. No, me call you tonight,
I need to
Lataya.
sue you.
You just a behave dumb. Sue me for that.
no, I'm telling you that if you look at it, because Ethiopia has not really had much this year except for Gudaf. Because all the others, if you ask me, they are really playing second fiddle, third fiddle, and even at the back of the field. But credits to Good because since she has come on the scene, since I think since the likes of the Dibabas and Messeret, I've not seen much coming out of Ethiopia to really step up and push back that argument that Ethiopia is world power when it comes down to middle distance running and long distance running. And when I saw her on Saturday, after saw Faith went for that attempt that 3,000 was 3,000 record, and I really wanted her to get it
3,000.
because remember I know it's a Chinese woman have that record, and I'm saying to myself,
You
if I miss
say,
set the record if I'm 19, oh long.
ching ching
That
chong
record
chong
need
ching
to go
chong
now.
chong.
And again, it creates another whole different story of the
The
quality that
record older
was.
than
Yeah,
Faith.
that what.
No, but the record is even older than Faith because I think the
Yep,
record is like 44 years
yep,
old.
yep. older than everybody competing. So to really say good have come back in minutes after an hour after to challenge
And do
on
that.
her 1500 meter all by herself. Remember, these ladies, I respect them now because guess what? They're virtually doing it on their own, and I'm longing for them to come together for one race. When I talk about the young lady from Sifan Hassan, I want her to come
Sifan
back.
Hassan.
The magic that she brings. And I want Good to step up to the 15. I stay with the 15 rather. And Faith to come and
Stay
match
with
them
it.
at 15. And then
Because
if
not to distract you. Because the All in the Game
yeah,
says Faith versus Beatrice in the 5,000 will be one of the races of the
yeah,
championship. If Faith repeats her 1500 5K double from Budapest, she'll tie Dr. Shelley and Fraser Price, the GOAT, Shelley and Fraser Price, as the female with the most individual world championship gold. Listen,
I think
man.
I think I, I
Tell me,
think what we need to watch Latoya, and he said the name. I think the person that's standing in her way, because I think of all of them that I'm most scared of in terms of her abilities is Beatrice Chibet. I think Beatrice Chibet is
Beatrice
now
Chibet,
like
man.
she has gotten to a different stage where if you put her at 800 meters, she's gonna damage you. You put her at 15, she's
Yes.
gonna and I know she's gonna ensure that yes, it stays in Kenya, but I think Beatrice Chibet is the one that is really the sleeping giant. And I mean, but again, I want the matchup.
What about
I
it,
want the
girl?
matchup.
I felt
I'm longing
it's
for
the
the
same
matchup.
way. That's why I felt like when they gave Faith all those men to be rabbits for her the
Worst
other
race.
day, is the
Worst
reason
race for me.
is the worst thing them could ever do. Better them to give her one bag of
Yeah,
female
that
and put her
you
in a
can't
block.
put a female in that. You're throwing her off outside of her rhythm because you're forcing her to do what the
To
male is
try
not,
and go get
even to
them.
set the pace. The males are gonna put her at that significant disadvantage because she's not used to going at their pace. It doesn't matter what you.
I believe. I'm sorry to say this, World Athletics. I believe that if it is that you want Faith to go and get that record, go and find Miss Simania. Go on for Simania. Go for Simania for me now. Just give her the chance. This one time I make sure I say, listen, we're paying her to be the goat. Just go back for those goats in female people and give them to her. Yeah, man. Take the guy and take the guy and Asan and them people there. For them just know say them might just be the goat because she
But you see,
needs to
that's
double
why
her record.
they're trying, they're trying their best because look what happened on Saturday. You see who set the pace for her?
Yeah.
The young Jess All. Jess All
That's all.
is a world class runner. And I'm surprised I've seen
Yes.
Jess All of all the pacemakers you can find. You pull Jess All, who can get a medal in the very same event. You're pulling her to set the pace. It shows
To
that
be a to be a to be a
they're
rabbit.
trying their best to ensure that Faith gets that record.
Kudos to World Athletics, kudos to Diamond League for the thought space, whoever thought of that. Hats off to you. So I mean, so we know that the distance is something to watch. And yes, bareback, there are Jamaicans like myself and O'Shea who actually does watch the distance. Unlike Xavier, we want me to sue him for something.
Just tell Bearback,
I'm
tell
just
Bearback that
saying.
we will have four middle distance runners in Tokyo, at least four. So Jamaica is gonna be featured. We have two males, and we'll have Natoya Gould
Two males
and
and we
Adele
have,
Tracy.
yeah.
So yeah, we're in it.
So we are also putting ourselves in that aspect of the life of what is happening there. I jump right over to Keely Audrey kids. Listen, our first race back, that was a good run for me. For 800 meters, that was a good run for me from her. That was really a good run for me. It leaves me to wonder what's gonna happen in that race.
I mean, you see what has been happening all seasons that Keely has been absent, but now when it matters, Keely is very present. And to me, of all the 800 meters I've seen all season, I think that was the most relaxed execution of an 800 meters. And if this is the shape
I
that
feel
she's
like there's
coming
so much
back
more.
in, I think they're gonna be looking at her heels going forward, because I think,
I feel like there's so much more in
yeah, I
there.
really think Keely is a little baby assassin that really, she give me a little feeling of, you remember that other one that she's not running much nowadays. She's the veterinarian doctor. She's run for UK. She give me that,
Oh,
yeah, her name eludes me, but she give me that little thing, like a fearless warrior, and I'm hoping that Keely can really step up and challenge this year for the gold, because I think she deserves another title based on her talent.
she does.
Where
She does.
Bearbox said, God
She
go with
does.
them. Yeah, we're not going. That must gotta go with them. What you talking about?
Um, we started discussing the females. Let's jump one step into something for the males. 400-meter hurdles for the males. Um, Karsten, no, Karsten.
Sounding the alarm.
The
Yeah.
Viking is saying hello.
No Benji.
The
No
Viking,
Benji, no Santos. And him still gone so fast.
and it and he still ran so
Yeah.
fast because that was a really fast race. 46:28,
Yeah.
no joke, no joke around there. No joke around there. And I mean we know that race also, that 400 meter at the World Championship is going to be a neck to neck. I mean, I would love to have it again as a neck to neck battle.
45 seconds.
Bringing them coming down.
45,
Yeah, I think it's going to bring us to
45
45
seconds.
seconds. Yeah, 45 mid or 45 low is possible because Ray, we always calling him wrong, Mr. Benjamin.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is as if he's saying, I mean, and the can't go and do one though. You know, the other day him say we don't run 300 meters. It's 400-meter hurdles to run. I mean, but my question is, where does it where does our guy falls in this medley? I know he has heart.
No, I think this year of all the years, that event we're gonna struggle. And I say that because I'm seeing where other countries, including the US, other top two from US, the likes of Asamba, um, those other guys have really stepped up. And I think our men this year over the hurdles, both the long hurdles and the short hurdles, are just not having the kind of season they envision. I just think Rashan on Saturday ran a good 300 for me, but then afterwards he was laboring all the way to the line. The other two guys were in NACAC. Malik got a medal. Asini got a medal. But again, we have to put things in in grand scheme of things, because NACAC didn't provide them with the kind of competition they're gonna see at the World Championship. And to me, they were flat out running at this stage of the season and were not giving me that sort of bright spot. Yeah, yeah, all in the game. That young man from Nigeria, Ezekiel, is one now that steps into the conversation. So if we make it to the final, if one of them makes it to the final, I'll be glad. If two makes it to the final, that's an overachievement. But it's gonna be very difficult for our guys to navigate that kind of event this year.
I saw something wrong for Rashawn on Saturday. Rashawn went back to flickering in deciding on hurdle number 8, hurdle number 7, and hurdle number 8, which leg to use, which leg is the lead leg. And that was one of his downfall. I mean, we have had him here, and I said to him, I realized that every time he runs and gets to hurdle number 7, it's as if he's trying to figure out which leg do I lead from, and that slows him up, and when it slows him up is that hit the hurdle or something, that's what I saw from him on Saturday, and I want him to go back to when he had corrected that and become again comfortable in the mind space or in his mind, knowing that he's doing what he loves and he's doing it comfortably and doing it fondly for his job. I need him back at that space because um being
Maybe
unsure
himself
of which
actualize
leg.
Latoya. I'm just asking, maybe himself
Even very bright,
maybe himself actualize. He's good.
I mean, is it sometime? And I think what Rashawn is struggling with more than anything else is to get his mind back in the game. I think he's capable of a 47. I don't see why he's not able to consistently get to 47 based on his speed and his abilities. But like Latoya said, he's almost looking more amateur now than somebody that has a seasoned catalog of running under his belt. He's not convincing. We know Malik came on the scene and was just running on adrenaline and beating up everybody and feeling like he belonged there. And for a moment, I'm saying, yes, if he continues to believe, he's going to stay around a little longer. I think this year he has lost some of that sheen. Asini finally gets a taste. And that's why I'm saying I'm not going to pressure Asini because guess what? He has always been the bridesmaid and never the bride. And this year he's finally one of the bride for in terms of sporting terms. And I think he's just going there to enjoy himself and hopefully he can give a good showing. But this event is tough. Both on the female side and the male side is just tough.
Agree. This statement or question is posed to you, and after reading it, you'll realize why. All in the game says Natoya is 34 years old. Father Time remains undefeated. The real issue is the lack of young female Jamaican 800-meter runners coming through. A number of 400-meter runners need to move up like Shafiqua, like what Shafiqua did. Anything to add to that, O'Shea?
Yeah, I mean, he says Natoya is 34, but I'm telling Natoya is almost running for 15 years, running for Jamaica at the highest level. So I don't know many athletes that last that long. So Natoya has been the standard bearer. I think this is probably her, if I'm not wrong, is her fifth or sixth championship or fourth. I think
World
she has
Championship.
done about four or five. I
Fifth
think this is
World
her fifth.
Championship.
I'm gonna say her
Our
fifth.
fifth. It's going to be our fifth World
So
Championship.
Natoya has been around for some time and has been going on it. And I mean, she has her fair share of injuries, like she has been having this season. A lot of people didn't realize that the trials, Natoya almost did not run because she was injured. And she said, for the sake of inspiring the other young ladies that she brought with herself from Clemson, the others like Kellyanne Beckford, who was there, she just came out and tried to give her best. A lot of people did not understand because she was not going to start. She said it explicitly clear. She was not going to start. It was going to be a risk. But Natoya has been there. And again, Jamaica was never expecting us to even feature an 800 meter till Natoya start make finals. And that is when I'm saying we get a little bit of our head. Because we never used to expect them to pass first round. Now she makes the final. We are saying she can't win a medal. It's gonna be so hard for Natoya to win a 800 meter medal. Natoya has run with the casters of this world. She has run with she's been through the fact. It's like I'm really not.
Natoya has run with the Barber. Natoya has run with the
She has been
Barbers.
there.
Then and the Barbers
She has
now.
been there. So no,
So she has run with the older the Barber
yes.
and she has run with the younger the Barber. So you can understand that she has been there. It's just I think with us Jamaicans, when it is that she has got the opportunity to have won a medal, she just I mean when a sister alright, it's a Natalia one. She just come and change the whole game, our whole game plan that we're used to, do something totally different and end up come nothing. And I think it's maybe one of the reasons why a lot of us is frustrated
I
with
mean, in
Natoya.
terms of her achievement, she has achieved a lot. Because if we look at her achievement, she has won medal at the Commonwealth game, the Pan Am game. We just at the World Games, we're not getting the medals. And truth be told, not many have done it before. And I've seen when Natalia has been dealt some very unfair blows. It's one. I've seen championship where Natalia got knocked out of her rhythm, and that is what I think they tend to do because she's vulnerable in terms of her size. They take advantage of her, and it plays. And once that happens to her, her whole game is thrown off. But again, she keeps trying, and for whatever it's worth, if Natalia Good doesn't show up to trials or show up on the circuit, Jamaica will not have anybody in these events. So for the mere fact that she's showing up, credits to her. Credits for her.
All right, so let us look at the Fenkeball 400-meter hurdles. Fenkeball did what Fenkeball knows how to do. I think last week we said Fenke, it wasn't about the time, it was just about how she looked. But this week, I don't know if she hear way, or would I say Fenke never look like Fenke, never look relaxed. This week she come and give a relaxed Fenke, and she give what me know Fenke could I do in a relaxed mode, and that's what I'm looking for. A relaxed Fenke ball doing and going over those hurdles.
Yes, she's yet to find a challenge this year. I mean, no, I think even with Jasmine Jones being there, I don't nobody's able to challenge Fenken. I'm waiting to see what our girls can offer her in terms of Anjanette and Rochelle, and so to the US peer of Dalila and Anna Cockrell. I'm waiting to see
Ella Mohammed.
because surprisingly, the young lady from Canada, and her name eludes me, that won the NCAA championship in such a fantastic time,
Fantastic
was in the
run.
race, and I was hoping that she could have provided some challenge for Fenke finally. But Fenke is really concerned about just running all races like she knows how to run them and win. And this year, with the absence of Sydney, Fenke will have to really fall over one hurdle, and Dilala would probably have to be at on. Well, let me say Dilala have to hit one hurdle and Fenke fall over one for any of them to really lose out. But for now, I think Fenke is the odds-on favorite. Delilah Mohammed will challenge Anna Cockrell and try to hold up Jasmine Jones. And if Rochelle find back her mojo, yeah, she's gonna be there.
I was going to tell you what Russia must ensure so she don't do before she go run, but I can't do that right there. So Howard says hats off to Natoya, but him now make Natoya send up him blood pressure ever again. Enough blood pressure Natoya send up it through. But she represented us very well. Someone was asking if I think Mew qualified and all in the games answered that question for us rightfully so and said I think Mew didn't qualify. She looks well off the pace and that I think Mew needs to leave Bobby Kersey and go back to her whole college coach. I agree with that all in the game. I feel like something just not happening right there. Fenke is another lock for gold without Sydney in the event. I mean, Fenke is actually the defending champion, actually.
Yeah.
Dalila, Anna, Jasmine, and Savannah are battling for the other medals. I would also put Anjanette Knight in there. And as O'Shea said, if Clayton Rochelle can find fair mojo,
All
you
of
know,
all of those other girls that are contending, Rochelle can beat them on her AD. So I'm not writing her off. And Anjanette Knight, if she gets one good race, Anjanette Knight needs to get one good race. She can give you a 52, and a 52 can get you on the podium. But it's gonna be a very tough finals. We might get three young ladies in the finals. Again, this event has been probably one of the most successful events for Jamaica at the international level. Where from season after season, championship after championships, we've been able to get three or at least two
in the final.
finalists. So that's big credit to Jamaica.
Yes. Zevian, I'm going to open this one by saying last week I did not agree with your statement regarding this athlete. And I'm starting this event. Oh, she allowed because obviously because we says that she knows where I'm going. I'm starting off this event speaking about this athlete. The athlete didn't come 1, 2, or 3. The athlete actually came 5th. And I'm going to say I know at this point, I think I agree with your statement last week. Last week I said that, you know, there are a couple persons who were saying that this athlete was inconsistent. And you said that it's not inconsistent for you, is that you think that the athlete is immature. And I definitely chose not to agree with you for so many reasons, even though I agreed with you, but I did not agree with you publicly. But now I'm coming to say I apologize for not publicly agreeing with you, but I agree with you. And I'm speaking about Akira Nugent. Akira Nugent, the 100-meter hurdles run on Saturday, and Akira Nugent came fifth running that 100 meters. She actually hit, I think it was the ninth hurdle or the ninth hurdle, and just still didn't recover. Um, your take?
Um, looks like I forgot to turn on psychiatrist because they have mental problems. Um, I still stand by it. I think I'll switch it around, double down a little bit. Um, I think I still think that she's immature with a lot of inconsistency taking place now. I think far too much time that our athletes just get comfortable. You win a few races and you get comfortable because that's all you want. Your name to be out there, your name to be mentioned. They need that killer instinct that it's not about name being mentioned anymore. You are going out to compete to win. Somebody must win, but at least let me see that you're competing to win at all times. Um, she has run consistently all season. Um, for me now, 25 days to go, back off, sit down on the beach, put your foot in the water, go over some hurdles, and enjoy getting back your mojo because we know you can do it. We no doubt you can run fast over and not over the hurdles. You're quick enough to compete. I think she just needs to just back off, take some time off, and just bring it back together because I think it's either fatigue or something going on. But as I said, the sport is so secretive that they don't speak. So
I
we
definitely
only
think, not think, I definitely, there is something going on with Akira Nugent. Definitely. What it is?
she can take a sick leave. Nothing
Oh,
wrong with a sick
you said
leave.
that happening, you said that happening in America. Then can take sick
Yeah,
leave.
take a sick leave. I work,
But
I work, and take a sick leave.
definitely something is up with Akira Nugent. I don't know what that is. And all I will say is, Akira, whatever is happening, I really hope that you figure it out, get it together, in time forwards. We know your potential. We know your ability and your capabilities. 12:24 ain't no easy feat for run. And therefore, we know that you can do it and you can get there and do what needs to be done and action the business, angle the business. We have seen you angle the business this season. And let me say something to you, Akira. Except it is that you're worrying about or contemplating about the Grand Slam money, just dash that run at the back of the mind and come win the little something or do something and then go back to the Grand Slam money because that now gonna happen right now. Basically, what Michael Johnson has said, now really gonna happen
No,
right
in not got
now.
him say you have to go get the grandson money for 26 to happen. 26 to happen. I don't know
No,
where they're
what
gonna
I'm saying, that's what I'm saying now gonna happen right now. So yeah.
No,
Um
I mean she's going through the motions. I
Something
think
is happening and
personally,
I really
no,
hope that she will get it together. Figure it
I
out.
I think she's going through the motions, knowing that she's going to World Championship, and just because she have contractual agreements with these races, she's just showing up.
Well,
Um,
that now work. It now work. It now work.
well,
Everybody have
well,
contractual agreement because the person who we're going to speak of after this also have contractual agreement. I mean, Howard says Tapper. Howard says Tapper coming last after signing a deal is crazy work. Um,
the field did better than her.
I feel like maybe Tapper is tired and the traveling and stuff. Also
That's why
contribute.
how far your travel go work a morning time. Can you tell your supervisor that you're tired? knowing that you sign that agreement, say you must go deliver. You always find them excuse for people that
No,
them feel like them a baby something. I know the first year travel. If you did tired last year, this year you make the adjustments if you go 2 days earlier so you can get the time.
um, if I may ask though, on what merit and on what race are we judging the athletes, bro? On Saturday, because guess what? I said to Latoya off here, and I sorry guys, I had to step away shortly for the Akira discussion. Something is off with Akira. She's not driving from the block. That's my what I'm seeing. And I'm saying, just like we are hearing other camps not talking the truth, I'm saying if she showed up and something was off and she never really needed to drive from the blocks, that's fine. But remember, I think the Diamond League organizers did the athletes a
Injustice.
little bit of injustice for me. You cannot have the only event that you had heats and finals, and within 40 minutes you're running the races behind each other. It's crazy because you got what's probably 70% of the world championship finals lineup in one event. About 70%
No,
of them.
a matter of fact, he had him that had almost the complete field of the 2023 World Championships line up there.
But Latoya, may I try? So if you're saying that Diamond League do injustice, being devil's advocate, long time I haven't been the devil's advocate. Masai Russell run 12, how much?
No, Masai never
12-1-9.
Tributon.
Yeah.
In Masai heats, Masai didn't really run.
No, we don't matter. We not say run or no run.
But the hurdles is not known, Xavier. The hurdles is not
hold
known
on,
to
Latoya.
run behind each other. And
but I'm saying, are you saying that Masai is a super athlete to come back after 40
No.
minutes to run that?
No, Xavier. Masai is in world record shape. So I'm saying to you that Masai, I'm not saying that everybody's gonna have two excellent races. It's not gonna happen every time because Megan and Akira had decent runs in the heats for me. So judging by that, we have to look at it again because I think in the finals something went off for Tapa, and I don't think she was tired because she showed up and she performed good in the heats, but she just couldn't get the rights for the finals. So to Akira, and I'm saying to you guys, remember, people don't understand. It doesn't count now to be running 12-2 and 12-1 and come World Championship, go run 12-3 and 12-4 and don't make the podium. It doesn't count.
O'Shea, cause we're not even gonna go there. So me like how that part. I gotta remember that part. In no count now. Me gotta only remember that part because a lot of athletes running now we are give them gold medals.
Exactly.
Not
Because
with the hurdles, though, Xavier.
No, it no matter which race. It no matter which race.
No. With the hurdles, you see, for this class of hurdlers, you can't choose.
it's rough.
No, we not choose a winner.
Let me show you something, Xavier. Let me tell you this. All in the game said Toby Amusanum had a shocking start and still ran 12:25 for third out in lane 9. She's a real danger who people sleep on in Tokyo. We will
sleep on her and she's a world record holder. You can't sleep on the world record holder.
Let me say this. When that world record of 12:12 was ran in 2023 in the semi-finals, remember, 12:12 ran what in the first round or the semi-finals? No, the first round, and then she came back in the semi-finals and won 12:24.
She ran 12:24 in the semi-finals.
Right. So when the world record was ran, bear in mind the time that won the world championship was nowhere close to the world record.
Yeah.
Daniel Williams won that world championship.
But remember we had a notion over that clock though.
No
not
man,
taking
what I'm
anything
saying,
away from it.
hello, matters not, we saw that 12:12 was in some way it was valid. Let me say that, not some way, shape, or form. Because if she won 12:12 in the first round and could come back and won 12:24, it means that it was there.
She should have won the finals. That's what you're saying.
But we are saying that she should have won the finals. However, because it is the what I'm trying to say is
It's
with
the
the
hurdles.
hurdles, we can't give the winner. We can't call the winner because
It's hard.
number one, it's an obstacle, and these ladies don't play. Them
Yeah.
switch every day like there is no tomorrow.
I
Yeah.
understand that obstacle
Case
event.
in point, look at Visa. Visa came out and run 12-2 in the Eats. That's a personal best for Visa. And within the same turnaround time, she wasn't able to replicate. It shows you that it's not always a situation where
Oh,
every
they go
athlete can
switch
do a
around.
Masai, what Masai does. Because I tell you, probably if Masai waits a day after, she comes out and doesn't replicate what she does. But she probably likes a short turnaround, while Akira and others probably say, all right, let's chip away with it one by one. Let's chip
Akira
away
need
with
to know,
it.
say, you see whatever she beat up the earl them in a indoors, just beat up the earl and stop make earl them a beat her. That me I tell Akira. Beat up the earl like you mash up the earl them in our indoors. But Akira mash up the earl them indoors, you know.
We I
I
look
want
at
Akira to come back.
I look at it on a wider aspect where our athletes are too comfortable with basic stuff.
With what?
No,
They get too comfortable too easy. They're
no, Xavier, but for me, our hurdlers are not comfortable. Our hurdlers are in an event where they can't be comfortable. They
They
have
can't be
been doing it.
comfortable in this
They have
era.
been
the
doing it
two
all. You know what I'm uncomfortable about? I'm just wanting to see if Masai, and I'm saying that if Masai is the only US hurdler that came out of their trials that have been consistently running 12-2 and 12 teens. And I'm hoping that I believe she's in a different form this year, but I believe that if any of them decides to challenge her with a 12-2, she's easily broken. And that is what my concern is for Masai. I just think that if Masai gets out and leaves you behind, you can't get her. But if you're there with her early by early, you can get her. And that is something I think our girls have in their armory where they can play on her anytime. Akira did it at
Akira
NCAA.
has done
Like
it before. Akira just
she
needs
was ruling the circuit, and as soon as she came up against Akira
to
and the NCAA
unshamble. She should
finals,
crumble. Akira just needs to use back that on her, get back into that space, that frame of mind. And remember, say, I have beaten the Maasai before. I have beaten the Maasai numerous times before. NCAA. Maasai did a rule NCAA.
yep,
And Akira
running
said,
super
okay.
time, running fast time. So let's stop. She was running 12-2s from in NCAA. People don't understand.
And Akira said, all right, watch it. Let me go recoup and come back.
yeah,
So
that's
I
what I'm.
want
No,
Akira to recoup and come back.
I understand what you're saying, you know. And as you said, something might be going on with her. And what I'm seeing is that they are getting so comfortable that I can do it. I'm
No,
not
that
doing
one
it.
you may not agree with that one here for sure. The getting comfortable, these set of hurdlers not have no
No,
time, no
you know,
space to get
I'm not saying
comfortable.
comfortable not to run, you know.
No
No matter,
comfortable in their mind. Not the
So,
word
so,
of
so
comfortable.
no,
yeah, but
I'm
case
not
in
saying,
point, Xavier.
I'm not,
Remember, no,
I'm not saying
Akira has
comfortable.
been running. Akira is one of few hurdlers now going that has been running from indoors. All the
No,
others that she met indoors, including the Kamuji sisters, they have not really run as
no,
frequent as her.
I'm
So
not
I am
Charleston
saying,
and
I'm not
Charleston
saying
and
uncomfortable.
Charleston
comfortable
now
not,
do nothing.
I'm not saying that comfortable not to deliver for world championship, you know. She's at a phase where she's okay, where she's at, so we can talk that she's not doing anything. So
Not not Akira.
at this phase, she's like, you know what? In 2 weeks, me I forgot deliver. I'm okay where I'm at.
No, but that is why I'm saying that it cannot be for Akira because
Why
remember,
cannot be?
because the Akira is
You just
now
said
just
you
because
no, but
Akira
you
is
just
not.
said
So
you
let me
just
answer the
stated
question, now,
no,
sir.
you just stated everything, Lata. Sorry, but you just stated everything. She knows she can
No,
beat Masai. She
no, no,
knows
no, no.
she knows she can run
Why it
fast.
is that I'm saying she cannot be at the stage of saying she's comfortable? Because for Akira, she's just getting into the group of going over the 10 flight of hurdles. She has not been doing that fully all season outside of if we take away. So the first time Akira went over 10 flights of hurdles was the first race at Kingston Grand Slam. So therefore, she needs her body needs to be getting back into that frame of mind.
she's
So I
struggling.
don't think she can be comfortable.
Okay, she's struggling then.
That's why we're saying something is happening.
No,
I won't say she's struggling because I don't know, but something is happening.
No, she's not going over. She's not going over them pretty well, so she's struggling.
Something is causing that.
We're not saying that nothing is not causing it. She's struggling.
I would use the word struggle.
I wouldn't use the word
I think
she's having a challenge.
She's very calculated. She's very calculated as to what she's doing. Because remember, Akira has speed to burn. And whenever she turn on that motor, you saw what she did indoors.
I don't know. I don't know English language. Only just turn around everything I'm just say. Me say she's comfortable. And then you say she's okay.
Right.
She's comfortable where she's at.
No, my word is calculated.
Calculated, okay.
She's calculating every step she's making now. Okay. Because remember, when it's time for her to reveal her answers to us, it's gonna be a whole different ball game. It's gonna be a whole different stage. And I think it's better for now for you to be the one chasing than to be the one that will be chased. I don't know what it feels, the pressure I would feel like going in to an event to know that you are odds-on favorite in an event that you have 10 flags to navigate with somebody on your coattail that can run as fast as you. How would that feel? So I would wish to be the one that is chasing, looking less than ideal, and then be the one that will be chased.
You know that JD123 said comfortable. I didn't say complacent. Yes, you can be comfortable running with these athletes week after week. You notice I'm not using the word complacent. It's
comfortable.
No. Comfortable, meaning that she's okay where she's at. I never said complacent. There's two different words. And I think you guys are misunderstanding what I'm saying.
Agree to disagree.
Okay, that's all.
Remember,
agreeing to disagree.
No, remember that comfortable can be interpreted as being complacent. If you say,
I did not say complacent. If I wanted to use complacent, I would have said complacent.
Interchangeably, agreeing to disagree. So I started at 5th, and I now moved to 4th. Jamaica greatest 100-meter hurdler of all time.
We're still on hurdles?
The one done. Listen me. A far one done one from me now. I start giving people name. No. A far one done. Me no know if she never hear the gun because she just never get up for me. She never get up. But I know one done is famous to run down.
You're almost at 3 hours.
A far one done run from come get third in at 12:31, a new PB. What does that say? Well, we know say anything is possible, because for me think that 9 lanes them I go have. But think more championship I go full the 9 lane over Tokyo for the race year too. 9 lanes and one done I go either then a lane 1 or lane 9. If you don't give one done lane 1 or lane 9, trust me. Would have to catch one done and the go.
I'm happy for her. She has been the one that
really happy for her.
She has been the one that I think this season has really picked her cards so differently.
Right.
That I don't know. Up till Saturday I didn't know what shape Danielle was in, because Danielle has been very calculated as to where she goes to run, who she runs again. But again, it goes to show you that twice a champion, you can never count as a champion.
3 times a medalist hello. Listen, me don't know. Danielle, one done.
Danielle is a coach that understands how to bring her up.
Pick up your phone.
And
no, remember tell you, one done, me I beg you pick up your phone and make a phone call. Or Lennox, pick up your phone and make the phone call. You see that meet up there? That meet up their work. The 2 greatest, this is me saying this. Everybody has their own thought space, but this is my personal view. This is not track and field talk. This is Latoya Clark at this moment speaking. The two of the greatest. So in my view, the two greatest, 100-meter sprint hurdlers was in the same space, same time, have conversation. Me need the farm again. Gail Divas, one done. Hey, Gail Divas, the three-time gold medalist world champion in Gail Divas, two-time gold medalist and a bronze medal in one done. Same place, same time, 12:31. Come back again. Let me I begging for it. I'm begging for it because let me tell you something. I know last time persons hear me said that one done is the greatest Jamaican, and persons didn't agree. But I say any one done just give me one leather bronze, I want silver. You can't tell me nothing. We don't have one done as one done. But just say. Devin, you were saying sorry.
No, you're fine. You can continue.
I don't know what Gila can offer to Daniel now that Daniel doesn't already know. Except,
Well, at 12:31, we still after the conversation, there's something else I say.
That
I
has
mean,
nothing to do with
I think
you.
the 12:31 is overdue now because you're a veteran in this thing now. You see where the world is. 12 teens,
Yeah.
12 teens is the new norm. So if you can't get to 12, and Megan has caught up to you with 12-3, so you have to move your PB up now. You're the only one that was not PB in. But as you said before, if
Where your PB
if
now?
if, if Divas magic works, let's have Divas again. But I think Danielle is just mature in her running and she knows when to strike. And I think she's just waiting for that opportunity again. Given to her, she's gonna strike.
Um, I will go on record and I will say this boldly. 12:24 must go. Jamaica national record. 12:24 must go this season. I believe that it is warranted. It is possible. We have three ladies, Danielle, Megan, Akira, the national record holder. It's possible for 12:24 to be moved, and I would love for it to be moved also.
For any of them to get on the podium, one will have to break it. If
Most
all
one
things
can.
go according to form.
Well, we're not all in the game asking about. Let me see if one of the two of them can answer. If you had to nominate two female Jamaican quarter milers, so 400 to move up to the 800 like Mary Mora Shafiqua did, who would it be? We'll start with Joanne Reed, who I just don't see as an elite quarter
And
miler.
Joe and
So all
Joanne
in the
and
game
Joanne is
said
no elite, will not have a chance at 800 meters. So forget about it.
Joanne can't run 8 meters neither.
Forget about
But who would you
only people like
who would you put up?
Cherokee. I did not probably take a time away from the sport. She probably had the potential because she has done it before. So too Shaquina Foot. Those have been persons and Jonelle
Shakira
Bromfield. They all ran 800 meters at champs, dominating those events. So you'd have to look at those persons. Remember that Mora has been running
Mrs.
both
Live.
events, even as a junior. Shaquifa is not new to 800 meters, so let's not forget that they did not get up overnight and say, I'm going
Shakira
over
used to be
to
before.
800 meters. They would have been experienced running it already and decided to just step it up. That's why they can move back down to the 4, up to the 8 at their own women fancy. But Joanne Reed is not.
So it would be shop,
Yeah.
so with foot and Mrs. Lyles
Those
and
those
so we
those
two
young ladies
persons.
that would have been there before, I think stand a better chance. The ones who are coming out
So who would put should I sprint tech?
with that,
Ballad girl. What's her name again?
you're talking about new at Sprintech, you're talking about Rickian. Um,
Rickian.
well, Rickian has not been running much this season, so we're not sure. But if she decides she has the potential,
She has the
so
potential. I
I'm
think
saying
Ricky could
the
go
new
there.
ones coming out of college now and out of champs now might stand a better chance at you pushing them that direction. Because you find that
Okay.
people like a Monique Stewart from Edwin Allen has good pedigree over 4, and she's an excellent 800 meter runner. So But I think the current crop of quarter milers we have, I've really decided no, they're not going to go. First of all, they're barely hanging on to 400 meters, much more to go for 8.
Um, we're still on the hurdles quickly. We saw where, as again, we saw Tobia Musan did a really good run, 12:25, which was really wonderful, and it says volumes for her. Tonia Marshall, 12:24, and we saw Masai give us another 12:19 and saying that she didn't know that there were so many persons out there speaking about her 12 teens that she ran earlier, that it was a fluke. So now that she has run 12:19, if it is that we take her 12:19 to be 12:19 or 12 in the team. But kudos to them, kudos to her. We spoke a little bit on that. So the hurdles is a really good event to watch and to look out for. Um, we saw a good lineup. We saw a good lineup in the women 400 meters when we saw Paulino against NASA going 49:18 and 49:27. I think that was a comfortable race.
Boy, I think NASA is begging Paulino one. NASA is saying,
One more,
yeah,
one
just give me
more.
one, just give me one of the race because I think Paulino has gotten the ticket for NASA now. NASA has to go back in the race that NASA ran against Shawnee Miller, where she ran Shawnee to the ground. NASA is gonna need one more that in order to beat Paulino. And now that Sydney McLaughlin has stepped into that event, I think the only person now that probably can really challenge Paulino based on strength with speed is gonna be Sydney McLaughlin. But for now, Paulino has really mastered. Or is it if you're running against her, you have 5 to 10 meters lead on her, she might walk you down, as this person is saying.
Okay, we saw the 200 meters for the women. Sherika Jackson running 22:17. Brittany Brown 22:21. How does Sherika look for you?
Well, what I am excited about is hearing Sherika speak after the race. I think Sherika's interview post race is saying a lot to me for me to be more excited now. Sherika says the first time since 2023 she has run a curve that hard. And she just wanted to get back the confidence of running a curve. She's really happy. She's found that kind of joy again. And that I think was her biggest challenge. I don't think it's a Sherika. I think she has gotten sufficiently over the physical stuff, but she was never over the mental part of it. And I think if you look at her, I watched several interviews she did post race, and she spoke. You realize she has not been speaking to even our local medias when she run in the stadium. She just gets away
Right.
and takes away herself. But she said she has really run a race that she likes, and once and at least that they're liking what they're seeing. I think something is cooking, and the 200 meters this year is not gone far from her to be in the conversation for gold. 21.8 can win you the gold medal, and I think she's probably in a 21 shape.
All in the games that Sherika had to work for it in the last 50.
I mean, she
This
was
don't
not
think she's
concerned about the
challenging.
last 50. She just wanted to run the hard curve, and
Just wanted to
I
run the
think she
200
stepped,
and feed what it
yeah, I
feels
think she
like.
stepped off the gas, and then she realized that she could get the win. She just went back for it. I think I saw two different things. She stepped off the gas, trying to hold her form, and then she said, "Here, let's go for the win," and she just went for it.
And went for it. Finally, we saw the 100 meters. I mean, I won't even bother discuss Melissa Jefferson, but I want to talk about Tia Clayton. This is our first race since we have seen her pulled up at the national championships, national trials in June. It's her first race back, which means she has not run for a complete, call it a complete 2 months.
Yeah.
And to come back and run 10:81 for a personal best, running second.
Um,
Impeccable.
I was anxious to see what Tia would have done because, like you said, when you hear hamstring injuries, you always wonder, will it last? What will it do? How will it get over it? But Tia got a favorable lane draw. Thankfully, she wasn't running for 2 months because they would have put her in the middle. But this time they put her on the outside, and she was outside of all the focus. And I think what she did was to stay in her own lane, tunnel vision, and run a good race. And I think, yes, Melissa separated herself from the field. But if you look at this second, two races, rather, Melissa by herself, but Tia stepped up and dominated the rest of the fields, the chasing pack. And I think now I'm excited to see what she does for the next Diamond League. And also, the conversation is now, can Tia be left off the Jamaica team? Should Tia be the reserve or the alternate for the 100 meters? Should Tia be automatically a pick in the 100 meters, the 4x1 relays? Those are the questions that everybody are throwing into the at now. Even with her having a potential of winning the Diamond League finals and making it into the 100 meters proper. Anything happens from here on, I think if she stays in the shape that she's in, she has to be on the 4x1 team at worst.
I can easily see how it is that the selection committee can choose her on the 4x1 team. The conversation surrounding the alternate of the 100 meters is where the argument is, and it's where the basis is. And I feel like it's leaving some persons because they're not getting why the conversation is there even in the forefront, or why it is even a topic. This has never been a topic before, or never been an issue or a concern before, ever in Jamaica history, from my knowledge, where we need to come to this point where person who fits fourth, who would have normally been the alternate, is not at that standard in terms of time compared to someone who didn't finish the championship. So for now to be hearing the conversation being developed and being dissected, I feel like it's a lot for a lot of persons who have never seen it before. But truth be told, the selection committee does have the right to choose the person who becomes the alternate. The person who comes forth, in my understanding, is not the downright alternate. It's just that over time, over the years, that person always get that slot because the person normally.
And I mean, Latoya, for many years, a fourth spot at the championship would have meant you would have been in the race proper, because for years we had Shelley and Fraser Price back-to-back world champion. So it means that Jamaica usually has four entrants. But this year, like you said, the thing is that we only have three, and now we have a chance to get a fourth one in. But for now, as I said, this is coming before even the final chance for Tia comes to pass. It means that we have to set precedents now. Precedents were never set before, but sometimes you have to start it now. They always been saying they want their best team to go to these championships. Your definition of best has to match not only by definition of what you think best is, but it's also by your action. Your action has to say, I am going for the best that I have, that I know I, as the authority, has the power to choose, and not to be going by what happened in the past. I think that's where we have to move this year. And they might have to take a brave step this year to ensure that they use that concept of best and use it in such a manner that going forward, they have the handle and not necessarily the blade.
My last take on that, with my agreement with you, is that I hope that John Epic says that at MVP loading, Tia at 10-7 forced J3 to make a decision. Tia even not running 10-7, it's not even a matter of forcing J3 to make a decision. It's a matter of the selection committee sitting down
Doing the right
and
thing.
doing the right thing. You know, that is where it comes. That is where it comes down to. My thing is that I hope that when the selection committee, notice I'm not saying J3, but I'm saying the selection committee do the right thing and do this, choose her as an alternate, or if they do, we are the ones who stand with them.
Yeah.
And not stand against them, because here we are, and I'm saying we because we with our platforms using our voices, calling for it, persons on X, you know, calling for it. And these are some of the same people who, when the selection committee or J3 does something, we first come out and chop off the neck. So now that we personally are calling for this step to be taken, I'm just simply saying I hope that if they do, and when they do, we stand with them and let them understand that, hey, we chop on the neck when we not do certain things, but we can also stand with you when it is that we see you doing something for the betterment of the team, which in return values the country.
And
If
that
it
is
makes
true,
sense.
because even if it doesn't work out this year, we are looking at it based on what is presented before us. Because um, Tia is now the fastest we've had, or even those who made the team. What Jeremy and Morris, no,
We are no finish the way I said, because no, it's something to address. You know, he's saying that Maurice on the committee, unfortunately, that won't happen. Maurice is not the only person
I
that
was gonna
made
say
on the
that point.
committee.
If he was the only person on the committee, then that's a different story. But the committee is a group of people, Bamba, that understand, who have the decision to make, and it includes other coaches and other
If I
stakeholders, not
remember
just
clear,
Maurice. So
if I remember clearly, when one of the coaches up top did a call on the committee, some names were called, and if I remember clearly, the other coach up top name was a part of it, who's a part of her camp. One, I remember clearly saying we have problem with Riley, so I'm not gonna forget Riley. Maurice, there are other coaches or other sensible people. Don't bring me to court for that, but that is a part of the committee that must can pick sense or make sense. And I felt like the selection committee looked along that pathway, which is the reason why the twin turbos was originally selected for NACAC, and then for whatever reason pulled off. But I hope that good sense prevailed. As German says, Coleman came fifth, and now he's going to Tokyo, because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You know, slightly we saw that, but in this case, it's not even about the 4x1 that we are really shelving about. We are saying that it would be nice if it is that you put Tia for an alternate. Tia may just never be used, may
yeah,
just never be used. So I mean, not wrong. I mean, maybe he's not going to want it, Jermaine, because nobody thought that Sasha Lee would have been used. But in Sasha Lee's case, I said in Sasha Lee's case, Sasha Lee was ready for the Billy. 40 item now not ready for the Billy. Paul Francis is selector, but Maurice. Paul Francis is selector, but Maurice is head coach. She
Jeremy,
may no.
you can't say that.
Different things. Two
You're
different
talking
things.
different story. That's a different story altogether.
Two different things.
Yeah,
And he's not the head coach. Him being
yeah,
the
technical leader.
technical director doesn't mean that him alone get to choose the team, the
Yeah,
selection of the team. Two different jobs, two different requirements. We just as simple as said Tina 1081, Tia 1082. Now what are they? Not the other way around. The
no,
Tia
no, no. Tia is actually 1081 and Tina is 82.
right, so that's why I'm correcting John. It's the other way around, John. It's Tia 1081 and Tina 1082.
Yeah.
Jody, I left. Well,
You
Jody,
never. She came FIFA the knockout thing. She really not looking the part of what we saw at the trials. So really and truly we have to call a spade a spade. Because at this stage of the game, yes, she'll be there on the team, the relay team, I'm sure, by the merit of where she finished at the trial. But to look at somebody to put down on paper that should anybody else pull out and you want the country to represent at its best, it's gonna be hard. It's better you put the one that won the knockout championship in the conversation, even if you're not willing to have Tia in the conversation.
and a matter of fact, J3 also need to look on you exercising the rule on the right. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's the rule say name 6 people to the relay pool. You
Yeah.
must name 1, 2, 3. Meaning the
And World
selection.
Athletics mandate the top
World
three.
Athletics
Those that
mandate
are sprint now,
1,
the,
2, 3.
the three that is running the individual event. They didn't even say top three. They said the ones who you have in your individual event must be a part of your relay pool. So they didn't even tell you who you want to select for your individual race.
Exactly. So J3 also needs to go exercise that right there. And therefore, we dash for this 4, 5, 6 mandatory statement and say, and then some have to start because this scrapper athletes, them not joking. Them not
Yeah.
joking. On that note, we end this one tonight. And I just want to say thank you so much, guys, for sticking with us for almost 3 hours. For almost 3 hours. I know that when we start talking track and field, you know, we want to hear
The
it.
time
We
flies.
want to hear
Yeah.
it. But definitely. Remember, guys, if you have not yet subscribed to the YouTube channel, please remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Click the notification bell because it's leading up to our championship. You just may never know. Track and field tournament may just jump up right up in your face. Look out for some great interviews also still coming forth, some great conversations. A lot of things is happening. You may just never know who will be here the next time or how many persons will be here the next time. See, Miller says 1081 for Tina. No, but what Tia run 1081 on Saturday on the weekend.
So that means both of them would have shared the same time. Um,
So
I
both of
think
them. No man,
I stand corrected, but I think Tia is ahead of Tina based on 100 of seconds. But we can look at that. You might be right, you might be wrong, but I
but
think based on what we know,
but I
what
mean,
they're right there
if it's
they're
Tina,
right there with
what
each other.
but even so, 1081, 1082 is still greater than what number 4 pose at this moment. So even that. But as we were saying, remember to stick and remember to click the notification bell so that you don't miss when it is that we go live because we have great things coming up on the horizon, great interviews, great conversations, interviews and conversations that we know that you guys will love to hear. Okay, so if I'm wrong, that's not a problem. I stand corrected. We
So
stand
so
corrected.
Tina did run 1081 at the trials, but I'm sure that means both of them shares the same personal best.
So we must look at World Athletics
No,
side.
I mean Tina. I just looked at the Tina ran 1081 at the trials. Um, so judging by that, um,
Oh, I think Saturday was even though we saw maybe start 1081, it ended up to 1082. So that's where we would have come now. So 1082, 1081. Thank
okay,
you for the correction. Yeah, thank you for the correction. We're not puffed up so much that we can't take corrections. We learn as we go along. So guys, some great interviews are lining up. We're lining up some great conversations to happen. So remember to just click notification bell, subscribe, and also to don't be afraid to leave a comment. We take comments over here, we take it, and we also learn as we go along. So thank you so much again for joining us, and we will see you soon, maybe just as soon as what was it, Wednesday,
yeah.
if possible. You may just never know when it is that we're going to be popping up on the screen. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you all, wherever it is that you're joining us from. Remember that the Pan Am Games have already started today. So if you are able to catch something or look at it and see in terms of the times or what it is that is coming out of that, please ensure that you take a look over there and give your support to the athletes also as they go along. We definitely will be showing some information as we see them coming forth. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you all, wherever it is that you join us from. Continue to be safe. We are happy to have you